for a single in the third. 0-1. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And in this World Series, Guerrero has been one of their top producers. 8 for 22, 2 homers, 3 RBIs, 6 walks to 2 strikeouts, hitting over 400 in the postseason overall. The 1-1. Swing and a grounder to third. Muncy up with it this time. Throws to second, 2 strikeouts, hitting over 400 in the postseason overall. The 1-1. Swing and a grounder to third. Muncy up with it this time. Throws to second, 1. Rojas to first for an inning-ending double play. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and no score after the first inning. Game 6 of the World Series. You're listening to Blue Jays World Series Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rush Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on radio since 1921.
Joining the live shortly to talk. I am just currently in the middle of getting it set up. I apologize for being late to the stream, but I am here now. It's just been a very hectic day. So
Catch
I will
the
be
next
starting this now,
unforgettable
and I
call
will
on
be
the
letting
MLB
my
app and
cats out of
MLB.com.
the cage, so I need to go do that. I was out doing a wedding party. My cat just fucking headbutted the water and it all spilled everywhere. Oh my baby.
Blue Jays and Dodgers. A win for the Blue Jays, and they are world champs. Mookie Betts leads it off for the Dodgers in the second. Drop to the cleanup spot for this game. Here's the pitch, and it's hit on the ground foul, 0-1. No one knows world championships in the majors right now like Mookie Betts. He is the active leader with 3 World Series titles.
Gonna start a poll, you guys, about who will win tonight,
Infield
okay?
shift toward third. No doubles defense by Clement. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gausman struck out the side in the first, and he just got a whiff there on the splitter. It's looked as good so far as it has all season.
Yeah, and that fastball, that first pitch fastball really sets the tone for that split finger.
I will be back in a second.
Gausman's 0-2. On the ground foul
outs.
off the front fence of the Blue Jay dugout. It pinballs to the third baseman, Clement, who will toss it over toward the seats. New baseball for Kevin Gausman. These two have battled plenty, going back to Mookie as a Red Sox and Gausman as an Oriole. Now in the World Series, the 0-2 pitch. Up and in, missed high with a fastball at 96.
And again, that's what you need to do against good hitters. You can't just rely on one pitch in the same location. You have to change the eyesight of hitters. Kevin Gausman with a good fastball at 96 there.
His 1-2. Fouled away. Another fastball high, but closer to the zone. Betts swatted at 94. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count remains.
I like that. We actually talked about that when Shohei Ohtani was up. Is he going to double up with that fastball up and in? And he did that right there.
Open stance Betts. Slight knee bend right side. Waving the bat above his head. Here's the 1-2. And it's hooked on the ground at third. 3 hoppers snared off the left hip by Clement. Throw low to first, but Vladdy got it before it hit the dirt. 1 out.
Another uncomfortable swing from that Dodgers roster. I mean, you're getting a lot of those types of swings on that split finger. That tells me that that thing is really, really working tonight. We've seen a lot of downward action. That's what you want from that split finger. When he gets into trouble, he starts pushing it and starts to feel for it, and you get those floaters through the strike zone.
Dodger offense a topic of national conversation the last couple days. Here's Kevin Gausman to Teoscar Hernandez. Swing and a miss, strike 1. If you look at the production of the lineup, Ohtani has obviously been great. I mean, he got on 9 times in one game. And Teoscar Hernandez has produced in the World Series, but they're looking for more outside of those two. 0-1 pitch. Hernandez hits it back foul. Splitter on the outside corner, well located. It's 0-2. Hernandez, to his credit, Teoscar, not Kike, 7 for 22 in the World Series with a home run and 2 walks.
He's been good, but he can chase. Kevin Gausman knows that. Alejandro Kirk knows that. I'd throw something out of the strike zone here.
1 out, base is empty. No score, top of the second. The 0-2. And he got him. 4 strikeouts in 5 batters. Went back to the bread and butter. A whiff on the splitter, 2 down.
That split finger there had more horizontal action to it. It started on the outside part of the plate and ran all the way back in under the hands. That's the split finger that Kevin Gausman throws the majority of the time. It has that horizontal movement, although he does mix in that vertical dropping one as well.
Here is Max Muncy with 2 outs, so right on left pitch from Kevin Gausman. And Muncy will take a strike. 96 at the knees, and when he gets the fastball down there, it becomes really complicated for hitters because they can't just, quote, see it up anymore, Chris. Muncy, a pull side left-handed hitter, a lot of power and a lot of success off Gausman. 0-1. In the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a lot like Yamamoto. He dots that fastball at the bottom of the strike zone, and then he comes back with that split. You can't just take that pitch at the bottom because it could be a fastball.
Muncy, by the way, 4 career homers and 2 doubles off Gausman in 21 at-bats. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Feeding him splitters for dinner. He gets a whiff there from Muncy, and Gausman is ahead 1-2. Bouncing his left foot. Gausman comes still. The pitch. Bounce to home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Choked that thing off just a little bit. Was trying to throw the perfect pitch below that strike zone.
Gausman nods, pulls on the brim of his cap, stretches his right arm behind him and brings his hands together. 2 outs in the 2-2. Fouled away. Good fastball up and in on the hands. Didn't let Muncy get extended. But Muncy hit it back into the netting behind home plate to stay alive.
Again, a good fastball with good velocity. 95 miles an hour.
He's struck out 4 of 5 and not allowed a base runner yet with 2 outs in the top of the second. Gausman rips it home. And it's low, 3-2. And that's a great take by Muncy. Delivered the splitter just below the zone, and Muncy laid off. Full count.
And now the question is, do you throw a split finger here? If you're going to throw the split finger, you have to throw it right down the middle and let it work.
Kike Hernandez on deck. Full count, 2 outs, base is empty. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 5 Ks. Gausman's splitter unhittable through 2. No score, middle of the second in downtown Toronto. You're listening to Blue Jays World Series.
Hey guys, so how's your night been? So we are getting into the Dodgers and Blue Jays. I apologize that I wasn't there for the first 30 minutes of the game. I was coming home. I did photography for a wedding, so it's definitely a very hectic day. We are now back. Yamamoto is back, you guys. I am definitely scared as a Blue Jays fan because he is just a powerhouse. I obviously support both teams, but I am cheering on Toronto Blue Jays as a Canadian. But I do see the power within the LA Dodgers. So I created a poll saying who will win tonight. It is 50-50 right now, Blue Jays and LA Dodgers. I was talking to a lot of Blue Jay fans, and they do believe, you know, even though they are fans of Blue Jays, they do believe that the Dodgers will win tonight. So this isn't really about who's your favorite team. It's really about what you think is going to happen tonight. So, yeah, I definitely am unsure of who's going to win tonight. We have some votes going towards the Blue Jays, so a lot of people are thinking that the Blue Jays are just going to finish tonight. So, yeah, I hope everyone's night's been going good. And, yeah, we're just here for some great sports, great entertainment. Obviously, I don't talk as the actual game goes on. I'm just kind of here to kind of cover up the ads, the kind of annoying ads, you know, with my annoying voice. But, yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. And my cats are going crazy right now. You know, they're going a little psycho, my kittens. So I'm going to turn this audio up, and we are going to listen in. No, you are not chewing on that cord. No, you are not.
The second. Yamamoto facing home plate, slightly off to the first base side of the rubber. Steps back, kicks, and fires. Called strike. Yamamoto, one of the most decorated NPB pitchers ever, has pitched in situations like this before, not in the World Series, but in the Japan Series. 0-1. Down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. If I take you back to 2023, Yamamoto in a near identical situation. His team, the Oryx Buffaloes, are down 3-2 to the Hanshin Tigers, and he gets the Game 6 start. 1-1. Called strike on the outside edge, 1-2. They need him to win to prolong the season. He throws a complete game with 14 strikeouts on 138 pitches, although the Tigers would beat his team, the Buffaloes, in Game 7. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and what a start to his inning. He punches out Bichette with a slider, 1 down.
Yeah, he threw 2 really good fastballs in that at-bat. 1 at 95, 1 at 97. Then he throws the slider there. That's a pitch that he only throws 3% of the time, but it got Bo Bichette out in front. That's the toughest part about Yamamoto. He has so many pitches that he can throw really 4 strikes at any time.
His pitch to Dalton Varsho. Down and in, ball 1. And he displayed that in the complete game in Game 2 of this series. Took very different approaches to the Blue Jays each time through the order. John Schneider said he was 3 different pitchers in Game 2. His 1-0 to the lefty hitter Varsho. Swing and a miss. Had him over top of a splitter, 1-1. One time through the order in that game, he was fastball heavy. Then one time, splitter heavy. Then the next time, curveball heavy. 1-1. Low 2-1. But the common theme was when the Blue Jays got hits, it came on his fastball. All 4 of their hits were either on 4-seamers, sinkers, or cutters. Right-handers 2-1. Swing and a high fly ball, well foul left side out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty, bottom 2.
He was clinical in that last start. Threw so many good fastballs down and away, whether it's a left-handed hitter or a right-handed hitter at 97 miles an hour. Almost impossible to hit.
Oh my God.
2-2 pitch.
Not me just realizing. Oops. Sorry.
Flipped out towards short. Betts hesitating, and he'll move
Do
in to
not
make the
hack
catch
me.
on the
You guys do not
pop-up.
hack me.
2
Holy
down.
crap.
Blue Jays do have a base
Holy
runner in
crap,
this
don't
game.
hack
Nathan
me.
Lucas
I don't know
was
if that's
competitive with the
hackable.
hit,
Don't hack me.
but it's a little too important of a game for us to worry too much about scoring decisions. He is on first, or was on first base in the first inning. 2 outs and no one on here in the bottom of the second. Scoreless game, and Alejandro Kirk is up. Yamamoto steps back, twists and fires. And it's a breaking ball for strike 1, a hung curveball that clipped the top of the zone.
Can we worry about umpiring? We'll see what happens. All right.
Gonna try not to.
Just checking.
Wind in the 0-1 to Kirk. Inside. Alejandro Kirk, 6 for 18 in the World Series, .333 average. Been on base a ton. He's walked 5 times. And he has 2 homers and 6 RBIs in the previous 5 games. 1-1 pitch. Check swing. Pitched just outside at 97. Could have gone either way. It's 2 balls and a strike.
That's just a tough frame job. That ball was off the plate outside, and Will Smith brought it all the way back to the middle of the plate. As an umpire, you see that and you think, it's probably not a strike.
2-1. Kirk takes well outside this time. A miss with a cutter. 3-1.
Yamamoto doesn't walk a ton of guys. In his last 2 games, the 2 complete games, he walked nobody against the Brewers, then he walked 1 against the Blue Jays on the 25th.
While punching out 15 in those 2 starts combined. His 3-1 to Kirk. Called strike 96 to the inside edge. Full count. Over those last 2 starts, 18 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 15 Ks combined. He has just been, frankly, unbelievable, and a big reason that the Dodgers are in the position they are right now. 2 outs, bases empty. The payoff pitch, Yamamoto to Kirk. Lifted very high, shallow right center. Moving in Edman and Teoscar Hernandez. Edman with a one-handed catch to end the inning. 1-2-3 for Yamamoto in the bottom of the second. And not much offensively from these 2 teams through 2 innings. On to the third we go. You're listening.
Great moments.
We are already moving on to the third, guys. That has been 40 minutes. Like, that is not a lot of time. Like, we're moving quickly. Honestly, like, I think part of the reason is because both teams tonight have such fantastic pitchers that I think it's really going to be hard for anyone to make an opening and get a run, essentially, is what they're going to struggle with. So, with this poll, we are at 13 votes for who will win tonight. 77% believe Blue Jays are going to win tonight, and 23% believe Dodgers are going to win tonight. So, for these people who are voting Blue Jays, like, you know, after this, it's going to be all over. if you're right. They will be done. So I guess we'll see what happens. I guess we'll see who breaks the opening and who gets the first run. I'm really excited to see. Hope everyone's night is going well. The Blue Jays, people are voting for the LA Dodgers now, 29%. Blue Jays, 71%. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a fun night. They're practicing, and then we're going to go to the top of the third. Sorry, wait, we're only at the 3rd inning. Okay, never mind. That was a decent amount of time. But, yeah. I'm going to turn it up so that we can hear what's going on now. Let's hear the audio. You know, it's a Halloween night. Some of you are probably just playing this while, you know, you're giving kids candy at the doorstep. I don't think we've had much children here tonight. Either way, that's not my job. You know what I mean? That's not my job. I used to do it every other year. I'd stand out in the cold, give children candy. Tonight is not my night. I am streaming tonight. It is time for me to stream the Jays and the Dodgers. Let's get into it.
news for the Blue Jays because of their 94-win season. No more road games for the first time in Major League history. A season will start and end outside the United States. We're at Rogers Center. No score, top of the third. Kevin Gausman dealing home to Kike Hernandez. The kick and the pitch. Just low of the knees, ball one. Dodgers began the 2025 season in Tokyo against the Cubs, and now they wrap it up in Toronto against the Blue Jays. 7-8-9 for Gausman in this top of the third. Here's his 1-0. Splitter for a strike, and he's putting that pitch wherever he wants it right now. 1-1. 5 Ks and 6 batters for Gausman, all swinging, all on the splitter. One ground out by Betts is the outlier. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Threw a splitter at 81 for the called strike, and then at 85 out of the zone for a swinging strike, 1-2.
And just like we saw in his last start against Yamamoto, he is matching him pitch for pitch. He is going toe-to-toe with him. It's been pretty impressive so far early on.
Gausman retired 17 in a row at one point in his last start. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Bounce to the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander was actually 1 batter away from tying a Blue Jay record. David Price has the postseason record. He retired 18 in a row during an ALCS game against the Royals. Right-on-right matchup with Kike Hernandez, the 2-2. Called strike 3. Throws him with a slider on the outside edge. 6 Ks in 7 batters for Gausman. 1 out.
Might have been a ball. It was a hair off the plate. But again, we've seen Alejandro Kirk so many times this season steal strikes and makes that pitch there look a little bit better than it was. I mean, Kike Hernandez wasn't happy with the call, but you have to look back there behind home plate. What a job from Kirk.
1 out and up to the plate, Tommy Edman, the switch hitter, batting left. Clement in at third, and the pitch is lined over the leap of Guerrero down in right field, a base hit. Edman around first, he's taken off for second. A throw from Barger skips in after Edman stomps into second with a stand-up double. Just over the reach of the leaping Guerrero, Edman ambushes a first pitch heater at the top of the zone.
It seemed like that ball got on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. a little bit. Might have been hit harder than he thought it was. A little bit late getting up there. I think if he gets there and the timing is right, he catches that line drive off the bat of Edman.
Now Miguel Rojas up to the plate. Runner on second, 1 out. No score, top of the third. Rojas inserted into the lineup today. The first pitch to him is cut on and missed as they go with the slider down and away to get ahead 0-1.
I think you stay right there. Don't throw anything in the strike zone. See if Miguel Rojas can get himself out.
Rojas, 36-year-old in his 12th season. The pitch. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I would imagine if they get Miguel Rojas, they walk Shohei Ohtani. There's an open base at first base with 2 outs. I'd much rather face Will Smith than Shohei Ohtani.
Got to get Rojas first, though, and prevent Edman from scoring, who's leading off second. 1-1. Rojas hits it foul under the feet of Ohtani, who jumped out of the way and then gave an accusing look back to Miguel Rojas, the veteran. It's 1-2.
That last fastball was 96 miles an hour. We're starting to see that velocity creep up a little bit.
That might have hit Rojas if he didn't swing. That was literally on the hands. And now Gausman ahead of him, 1-2. A look to second at Edman. The kick to the pitch. Low, check to swing on a splitter. Good pitch, better take, 2-2. Rojas takes his back right foot into the back chalk of the righty batter's box. Gausman set. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. 95 at the knees. 2 down.
And now John Schneider has a decision to make. I'm assuming it's an easy one with that open bag. It's at first base. But we'll see what he does. Hasn't stuck out the 4 fingers yet.
And now he will. There's some boos, but a lot of fans here are clapping, and I just don't know how you could justify pitching to that guy. It has nothing to do with Will Smith, who is a really good hitter. Shohei Ohtani is essentially an alien, who has been dropped here to dominate baseball.
Yeah, now you get the force out at third, you get the force out at second, and you get the force out at first base. There's a lot more options now. But Will Smith, like you said, a very good hitter. No disrespect to him. I would just rather face him, especially with the right on right.
First and second, 2 down, no score, top of the third. Gausman in trouble for the first time in the game, and the pitch to Smith is outside, ball 1, missed with a slider. Will Smith, 5 for 22 in this World Series with a homer and 4 RBIs. Struck out swinging on a Gausman splitter in the first. Righties 1-0. Lifted down the left field line, hooking toward the corner. That ball is fair. Coming around third, Edman to score. Stop sign at third, Ohtani. Smith dunks one into the left field corner, and the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead on his RBI double.
You can't let it get any worse than one, especially with Yamamoto standing on the mound. That was a mislocation from Kevin Gausman. You can't do that again to Freddie Freeman.
I mean, it was out of the zone if you take a look back at it. Still probably a little too high, but below the zone, and Smith just kept it inside the line. Here's Freddie Freeman now, second and third, 2 outs. The pitch, fouled back, 0-1. It is worth noting that the Dodgers have scored first in all but one game in this series, and the Blue Jays still lead the series 3-2. But it's 1-0 Dodgers, and with Yamamoto on the mound, like Chris mentioned, can't weather much more than that. Kick in the 0-1. Freeman takes in the dirt, run-saving block by Kirk, who just dumped his mask behind him to pursue the ball in front of the dirt circle. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looks like Alejandro Kirk is anticipating that ball in the dirt. A good job from him, keeping Shohei Ohtani at third base. There are 2 outs in the inning. You have that open base at first base, so you don't have to be perfect to Freddie Freeman.
1-0 Dodgers at the top of the third on a Smith RBI double. Smith on second, Ohtani on third. 1-1 to Freeman. Fastball inside at 96, ball 2. Tommy Edman set up this inning with a double with 1 out, and he came in to score as the game's first run. The 2-1 pitch. Low ball 3. Gausman couldn't get the chase on his splitter. And Freddie Freeman has himself in a hitter's count as Gausman gets prepared to throw pitch 50 of his start.
I would imagine that they're pretty careful with this next pitch in a 3-1 count to Freddie Freeman.
The 3-1. Low ball 4 went for a strike to ball splitter, and Freeman wouldn't chase, so that walk will load the bases and set up forces everywhere with 2 outs.
I think Freddie Freeman knew in the back of his mind that they were probably going to be careful with him with that open base at first base. Here comes Pete Walker to have a chat. The whole infield's going to come in and listen in on this conversation. With that being said, let's look at the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill, 100% Canadian owned and operated since 1992. Home of the $4 happy hour. 20+ food and drink items starting at just $4. Visit stlouiswings.com for details. You are welcome.
Hey, no way, no ads.
Couple games going on in the
ads.
National Hockey League today and tonight. The Colorado Avalanche already beat the Vegas Golden Knights in Las Vegas. 4-2 was the final score in that game. Islanders and Capitals tied at 1, second intermission, and coming up later tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, the Detroit Red Wings visit the Anaheim Ducks. All of our out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Kevin Gausman's given up a run this inning, trying to keep it at 1-0 Dodgers in the top of the third. Bases are loaded for Mookie Betts with 2 outs. Gausman from the stretch. The pitch to Betts. Down and away, ball 1. Mookie grounded out to third base in the second. And is 3 for 24 now in the World Series. No extra base hits. One 1-0 pitch. Check swing, called strike. Splitter bottom middle. It's 1-1. Osmond stretching his arms above his head, pulls on the brim of his cap and pushes his right arm back out towards second. Now set. And is 1-1. Swing and a miss. Sent Betts stumbling with 94 up and in, 1-2.
That's a fantastic sequence right there. You don't want to become too predictable. And now you can throw any pitch in any location after showing that elevated heater.
Bases loaded, 2 down, the 1-2. Popped foul, a high looping ball sent into the seats behind the first base dugout, still 1-2. Osmond's punched out 7, giving up a couple hits this inning. That's elevated the pitch count slightly, about to throw his 55th here in the top of the third. The 1-2 again. And it's hit on a line through the left side base hit. Ohtani scores. They give the wave to Smith. Lucas's throw led through to home. It's offline. Smith slides in. And a 2-run single by Mookie Betts makes it 3-0 Dodgers with 2 outs in the top of the third.
They doubled up on the heater there. Actually, I think they tripled up on the heater. Tried to elevate there at 96 miles an hour. Unfortunately, Mookie Betts was looking for it, and he ripped that thing through the hole on the left side of the infield. I mean, that's 2 big runs for the Los Angeles Dodgers, like we talked about earlier. With Yamamoto on the mound, it's going to be tough to come back and score 3 runs against him. He looks like he's pretty locked in this ballgame.
3-run top of the third for Los Angeles. All the runs coming with 2 outs. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. First and second in the pitch is a swinging bunt, third base side foul, 0-1. Gausman only allowed 1 base runner first time through.
My cats know how to be the loudest they've ever been when I'm
streaming. Gave up the 1-out double this inning to Tommy Edman, but all 4 guys to see him second time through have reached base thus far. Right-handers 0-1. Swing and a miss. Still got the good splitter. He gets a chase there from Teoscar, 0-2. Freeman leads off second. Betts leading off first after his big 2-run single. Could see what it meant to a very frustrated Mookie Betts. He slapped both of his thighs, letting out some frustration and some elation coming up with that big hit. 2 on, 2 out. The 2-strike pitch to Teoscar Hernandez. And he got him. 8 Ks for Gausman, but the Dodgers strike for 3 in the third on 3 hits. Big double by Smith, 2-run single by Betts. Gausman strands a pair. It's 3-0 Dodgers, middle of the third. Game 6.
Okay, so while we wait for the ads and as they're switching, let's take a look at the poll. So we have 25 votes on who will win tonight. Let me put my glasses back on to see this. We have 72% of voters believe that Blue Jays will win tonight, and 28% believe that the LA Dodgers will win tonight. So I've always found in my streams that there's not a lot of LA Dodgers people or people who believe in the LA Dodgers. But tonight, you guys, whoever's voting LA Dodgers, you might be correct. I mean, 3-0. Bottom of the third, sorry. You know, this is, at the end of the day, this is a pitching game, you know, between Yamamoto and Gausman. And they're both really strong pitchers, but Yamamoto, there's just something about him that is so hard to maneuver when it comes to his throws that I really don't know if tonight, if the Blue Jays will be able to basically overcome him, because I mean we've seen in the past like their pattern of just not being able to kind of understand how Yamamoto throws. He is very, very strategic and smart, so it's definitely you know Siri, I don't need you, Siri. What the heck is Siri doing? Anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Blue Jays will be able to surpass Yamamoto. So I guess we'll see what'll happen. We have Barger coming up against Yamamoto. And I'm not seeing any hope right now. I'm not seeing any hope tonight. They could change my mind, but after that 3-0, I don't know. We'll have to see. We will have to very well see. And my cats, they like to go crazy. And sometimes they will watch the Blue Jays game with me, actually. I think we're going back to blah, 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 blah. I think we're getting back into it. So let's see. 27 votes. Blue
Nick Blackmore, our producer, Christian Chiniti, Stephen Coyle, and Tom Young, our technical directors. Yoshinobu Yamamoto back on the hill in his pitch to Addison Barger. Low ball 1. It's a tough guy to fight uphill against, no doubt, but Yamamoto has given up 3 or more once in the postseason in an NLDS loss to the Phillies and 10 times during the regular season. 1-0. Called strike 96 on the inside corner.
And it all starts with Addison Barger. Just put together good at-bats. You move the line, you get on base, you put pressure on Yamamoto, and you see what happens.
Right on left, the 1-1. Check swing, called strike. Off-speed pitch left over the middle, rather a cutter there. It's 1-2. Well, it was the bottom third of the Dodger order that got them going in the top of the third, and it'll be the bottom third of the Blue Jay order this inning. 1-2 to Barger. Smoked foul down the right field line. Hits the stool of an attendant. Still 1-2.
Yamamoto has made some mistakes in this ballgame. That curveball has been a little bit of a hanger so far. He left a hanger there to Addison Barger, threw a hanger to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in his at-bat.
Another 1-2. And it's line fair down the left field line. Pinballs off the short retaining wall. Barger rips around first, and he's in the second with a leadoff stand-up double.
Wow.
Was looking off speed. Four-seamer came in at 97, and he had the bat speed to push it the other way for a leadoff extra base hit.
Yeah, that reaction was sitting spin, reacting hard, and he reacted hard. He wasn't sure off the bat that ball would be fair. But it was fair by about 2 or 3 inches down that left field line. He ends up at second base with nobody out in this inning. You have to score that run from second base to try to claw your way back in this ballgame.
First Blue Jay hit of the night as they have changed the Lucas ground ball back to an error. Here's the pitch. Ernie Clement takes strike 1. Clement hitting .391 in the postseason and 7 for 22 in the World Series with a double and 2 RBIs. 0-1 from Yamamoto. Clement grounds it back foul, 0-2. Went after a cutter just outside the zone. So funky, so tough to tell what pitch is coming next. Yamamoto got 21 chases out of the zone from the Blue Jays in Game 2, which matched a season high. His 2-strike pitch to Ernie Clement. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is a tough guy to strike out, let alone on a pitch in the zone, and he gets him on a splitter on the outside corner. 1 down.
Yeah, he's just so tough. You never know what pitch he's going to throw, regardless of the count. He throws that split finger 3-0. He throws it a lot, 2-0, and he throws a perfect one right there that clipped the outside part of the plate for the first out.
So 1 out. Barger remains on second. 3-0 Dodgers, and the pitch to Andres Jimenez is high. Ball 1, missed up top of the curve. Third World Series start career for Yamamoto, 2 this year and 1 last year. Right-hander looks at second, the 1-0. In the dirt, backhanded pick by Smith. With his third World Series start, he has the most by a Japanese pitcher ever, passing Yu Darvish. Hitters count Andres Jimenez. Runner on second in the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. You mentioned he'll throw the splitter whenever. He threw a great one right there, 2-1.
He does throw it a lot, 2-0, so every once in a while you could probably look for that split finger in a 2-0 count.
Jimenez looking to cash in Barger. 2-1 pitch. High ball 3. Fastball was well out of the zone. And Andres Jimenez with the license to pick a pitch and get big if he wants to in a 3-1 count. A lot of room left side of the infield. Betts the shortstop, plays behind the runner Barger. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Right back to the splitter. Full count.
Through a 2-0, through a 3-1 there. And the problem with the split finger, if you're a Blue Jay, is it looks like a heater. It looks like a strike right down the middle. So it kind of looks like a beach ball floating up there. And then all of a sudden, it drops off the table.
Leadoff double this inning, then a strikeout. There's one out. Barger on second. And the payoff pitch to Andres Jimenez. And it's hit on a bounce to second. Sliding stop. Rojas pumps. Throws on to first just in time for the out. Miggy Rojas can really pick it up the middle. He made a nice play. Up to third goes Barger. And George Springer will be tasked with knocking him in.
Actually, some pretty good contact from Andres Jimenez. I thought for a second that ball would get by Rojas at second base, but such a good defender over there. He makes a nice play for the second out.
George Springer did have a double against Yoshinobu Yamamoto in Game 2. He's up now, 2 outs and a runner on third. The kick and the pitch. Inside, nearly hits Springer, ball 1. Dodgers 3, Blue Jays nothing. Game 6 of the World Series. Dodgers just got 3, scratching across even 1. Would feel like a big win for the Blue Jays to punch back. 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Smith. He rolled to his right to save a run. 2-0.
And now you have to zone up if you're George Springer. Look for a specific zone, and if that pitch is not there, do not swing the bat.
Maybe look for that splitter. Springer 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. The 2-0 pitch. Check swing, pitch down and away, appeal to first, no swing. It's 3-0. Yamamoto went to a curve, and Springer laid off.
Just when you think he's going to throw a 2-0 split, he throws a 2-0 curveball. This guy is ridiculous.
It's great stuff. It's high velocity. It's great command, and he can throw anything, anytime. Barger leads off third in Yamamoto's eye line. The 3-0. Swing and a line drive. Right center. Down in the gap. Barger in to score. Springer hangs on at first. RBI single. They do cash in. It's the Dodgers 3, the Blue Jays 1 in the bottom of the third.
Is he 100%? I have no idea. But what an approach from George Springer. Takes that cutter in a 3-1 count on the outside part of the plate.
I'm super happy that George Springer is
rips
back.
It for the first run of the ball game for the Toronto Blue Jays. What an important swing in an important inning. You had to score that run from third base. George Springer coming through.
High cutter outside edge. Good job in center by Tommy Edman, who's not playing 100% either. And now Nathan Lucas up. 1 on, 2 out, the pitch.
I don't know if
Rounded
you just
back,
heard
foul,
someone in my
Lucas
house
went after a
screaming
splitter at the ankles.
because of
That run is
the
so
run.
important for the confidence of the Toronto
But someone
Blue
just
Jays.
went
Now
crazy
I
over
guarantee
Springer.
that dugout is thinking, we got this. We can get to this guy.
He puts his pants on one leg at a time as well. 3-1 Dodgers, early stages of Game 6. 2 outs, bottom 3 in the 0-1. Hit in the air left field, moving back, Kike Hernandez to the edge of the warning track. He'll make the catch, and that ends the inning. First cracks from Yamamoto gives up a run on a pair of hits. George Springer with the RBI single, and the Dodgers lead it 3-1 as we go to the 4th. You're listening to Blue Jays World Series Baseball.
Okay, you guys. End of the third. 3-1. Not bad. Not bad. I'm actually shocked that the Blue Jays brought it back, especially with Yamamoto as a pitcher. Hopefully they make more cracks in Yamamoto. I am so happy. I am so happy that Springer's back. After his injury, I hope that he is able to stay in the game. Stay in the World Series if this is not the final game. And just continue to push on, because again, he is injured. I haven't looked into much research about his injury, if he's feeling better. Well, I mean, he must be feeling better because he's out in the field. But, I feel like a lot of Blue Jay fans are really happy to have Springer back. I mean, some people just absolutely adore him. He's a very talented player. So let us look at the poll about who will win tonight. So I have 30 votes here. 73% of people believe that Blue Jays are going to win tonight. 27% of people believe that the LA Dodgers are going to win tonight. So even despite it being 3-1 and the other team having Yamamoto, I mean, we do have Gausman, people still believe that the Blue Jays are going to win tonight. People believe that the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series tonight on Halloween, which is, it did not, I think that happened when they did win the World Series about 30 years ago. Didn't they win on Halloween night? I saw some comments online saying that. But now we are at warm-up with Gausman at the end of the third, going into the top of the fourth inning. And I am so excited to see what he does. Yeah. So my cats are just going crazy. I know people in my house are really happy about that first run. And it is just it's been a very rainy day, so maybe we can turn that around. Let's see if we start to get into the game. As always, I'm here to bring commentary while the ads are going on until we bring it back, and Muncy is going to bat. So let's see what happens here, you guys. Gausman is back, and Springer, after his injury, is back as well.
Looking for a bounce back inning here in the top of the fourth. He begins with Max Muncy at the plate. Right-hander deals. First pitch cut on and missed, strike one. 8 Ks for Gausman in 3 innings. He's only used the defense for 1 out, but a pair of doubles and then a 2-out RBI single for Mookie Betts has given the Dodgers this 3-1 lead. Pitch to Muncy. Hit on the ground left side, ranging left to third baseman Clement. Throws from traditional shortstop positioning over to first for the out, and the shift there works out for the Blue Jays, 1 down.
This is a big shutdown inning for Kevin Gausman and the Toronto Blue Jays after scratching across that first run of the ball game for the Jays. You have to go out there and put up a 0 if you're Kevin Gausman.
He'll face Enrique or Kike Hernandez now. 1 out, base is empty. Struck him out on a slider in the third. The pitch popped up. Vladdy started in. Now he's moving back. Bichette, the second baseman, curls behind him. Makes the catch just on the turf, short right field. And there are 2 down. Quickly getting through Muncy and Kike. Now Tommy Edman, who was the fire starter last inning, comes up 2 outs, base is empty.
Now you have to pitch Tommy Edman a little bit differently than you did last time. Maybe just execute a little bit better. This is a big out here, especially with the 9 guy standing on deck. You want to face him first in the next inning.
Third baseman Clement plays in, and Edman asks for time, gives us a sec to check on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Toronto Raptors looking to snap a 4-game losing streak. Late third quarter, trailing 69-65 to the Cleveland Cavaliers in Ohio. Gausman ready to go. His pitch to Edman. Called strike. Edman there twitching as he tried to hang in against a big moving splitter. 0-1. Again, our out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. In Toronto, 3-1 Dodgers, 2 outs, top of the fourth. Kink in the 0-1. Called strike again. No, pardon me. Borderline pitch. Could have gone either way. Looked like it might have grabbed the edge, but it's 1-1.
Yeah, it's a strike. That's a tough call for Kevin Gausman, although you're, like you said, a little bit of a borderline pitch.
Clement still in from third. Everyone else shifted toward first base. Right on left, 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball in a similar spot to where Edman hit the double, but this time he primed him for it with 2 splitters before, 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think they were trying to elevate a little bit more. Might have been a little bit of a mistake there, but luckily he blew it right by him.
1-2 count, 2 outs. And the pitch. In the dirt, Edman bent his knees and tracked the splitter all the way down, 2 and 2. Gausman struck out all 3 faced in the first. 2 in the second, and 3 more in the third, looking for his first K of the fourth and his 9th of the night. 2-2 pitch. Hit back foul. 96 on the inside edge. Edman spoiled it into the seats behind home plate.
If you're going to throw a fastball to Tommy Edman, that's where you want it. You want it elevated on the inside part. It's really tough for him to get the hands through and get the barrel to that baseball.
6th pitch, Gausman to Edman. And it's popped up. Third base side, Clement extends his arms out to his sides, makes a one-handed catch on the dirt, and Kevin Gausman with a quick and tidy 1-2-3 inning. Blue Jays trying to keep momentum. Guerrero, Bichette, Varsho to hit against Yamamoto when we come back.
Great moments.
It's funny because you could already see people walking off, like Gausman walking off of the mound as it was still going on because he had faith in his team. Anyway, if you want to know some interesting lore about the Blue Jays, about Yes Savage, aka, as you know, the pitcher that played yesterday, who was just absolutely fantastic. I believe he hit a world record as a rookie. His contract is $57,000 a year. That is a lot compared to someone, let's say, Guerrero Jr., who I believe has a $500 million contract. But yeah, $57,000 plus a $4 million signing bonus. But still, $57,000 a year to be the pitcher that he is crazy, you guys. Like, actually crazy. So we have 31 votes on who will win tonight. 71% believe Blue Jays. 29% of people in here believe that LA Dodgers are going to win tonight. So I guess we'll see. It is Halloween. I wonder if any of you guys have any costumes on right now. We have Yamamoto and Vladdy is coming up. So let's hear what's about to go on. I'm so excited.
Center, bottom of the fourth inning, and the Blue Jays trailed 3-1 to the LA Dodgers Game 6 of the World Series. But the Blue Jays had the most recent run, and after a very quick top of the fourth, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. leads off against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Guerrero, Bichette, Varsho this inning. Righty Yamamoto steps back, takes his time, kicks and deals. First pitch, breaking ball right on the outside corner with a cutter. 0-1.
Another big inning for the Toronto Blue Jays. You want to continue to try to chip away at that Dodgers lead.
Yamamoto clicking his elbows as he steps back. The 0-1. Inside, Vladdy stiffened up to get out of the way. A ball and a strike.
So far in this start, although he has looked great, he looks a little bit more human than he did in his last start.
Command a bit spottier. 1-1. Swing and a miss, except on that pitch. The splitter has still been dynamite for Yamamoto. That was right at the bottom of the zone, 1-2. Vlad 0 for 1 in this game, grounded into a double play. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Splitter on the bottom inside corner. Couldn't have placed it better. Vladdy unhappy with the call of Adam Hammery. 1 out.
Yeah, Vlad's unhappy, slowly walking back to the dugout, but that's a perfectly placed split finger right at the bottom of that strike zone. Will Smith doing a good job bringing it back up. I mean, you just got to tip your cap. You want to try to foul that pitch off. Tough at bat.
First pitch to Bo Bichette. Swing and a miss. Over the top curveball landed low. It's 0-1. Bichette struck out in the second on a slider. This is his second at-bat of the game here in the fourth. 0-1. Down and away. Yamamoto up to 53 pitches. He threw 105 in a complete game in Game 2. 1-1. Swing and a liner down the left field line. Fair ball, base hit. Bichette will stop at first. On a fully healthy knee, maybe he tries for 2, but they're not taking a risk. Bo Bichette is on with his first hit of the game in the Blue Jays' third.
Another split finger. That one was actually even better than the split finger that struck out Vlad about 4 pitches earlier. But Bo Bichette going down and getting it, finding a way to get it out into left field. Kike Hernandez did a good job cutting it off and keeping Bo at first.
Here's Dalton Varsho. 1 on, 1 out the pitch. Fouled off 0-1. 1 home run in the World Series for Varsho, 3 overall in the postseason, and he hit 20 in 71 games in the regular season. Blue Jays trail by 2 with a runner on base and Varsho up. From the stretch, the 0-1. Down and in, a ball and a strike. Yamamoto did not allow a base runner at this point in his Game 2 start, so already doing better in this one. 1-1, swing and a miss. In fact, from the 4th on, or really from 1 out in the 3rd on, Yamamoto went on to retire 20 straight batters to end the game. And he set a Dodgers postseason record with 20 in a row retired. Bichette on first, 1 out. Kick in the 1-2 pitch from the Japanese right-hander. Bounce towards second, waiting on it. Rojas spins, throws to second, 1, bets to first, in time, inning-ending double play. 4-6-3, Rojas bets to Freeman, and we go to the 5th.
This is going to be a very tight game, I feel like, tonight. It will be a very tight game. I definitely feel like the LA Dodgers are definitely putting in the fire now, as they know that the Blue Jays have a chance tonight to completely win the World Series. So it is definitely going to be a lot. We have 33 votes on who will win tonight. 73% of you believe that the Blue Jays will win tonight, and 27% believe that the LA Dodgers will win tonight. So it's still been this push and pull of the Blue Jays winning at around 70% and the LA Dodgers at around 25%. So yeah, we are going to be moving to the top of the 5th. And we are going to be seeing if Gausman will, kind of let them have any more runs. But I didn't get to dress up tonight for Halloween. I would have liked to, but, sports always comes first, especially when it's the World Series. So I am glad to be watching this, and I'm glad to just be chilling, because I did just do a wedding photo shoot, photography for a family. And so that went really nice. That was really chill. And then I was like, I have to be home for the Blue Jays game. Like, 100%, I have to stream. I promised people in chat that I would stream. So, yeah, here I am, What in the world? Did you just hear that? Who's making that sound? Who's making that sound? That's what I want to know. Anyway, so we are getting back into it. Gausman. I keep wanting to say, like, German Hausmann, the House of Gucci type thing. But I won't. I will say his name properly. So, let's get back into it, everybody. Let's see what's happening, and let's listen to the experts, because I'm not an expert. I'm just your little commercial distraction, essentially, away from the ads. So, let's see.
Gausman with 3 really strong innings in this game. That 3rd inning, he allowed 3 runs on 3 hits, and that's part of the reason the Dodgers hold their 2-run lead right now. Rojas, a strikeout victim in that 3rd. Here's Gausman with a kick and the pitch home. High with a fastball, 1-0. Approaching 70 pitches for Kevin Gausman, and there's no one throwing, but there's at least a little movement and stretching in the bottom level of the left field bullpen. 1-0. Called strike. Right-hander has been in the zone often so far, over 2/3 of the time, 47 strikes and 70 pitches. 1-1. Lifted high, shallow right field. Moving toward the line, Addison Barger. Tiptoeing his way over, he makes the catch on the turf, and there's 1 out. Big out with Ohtani coming up.
Yeah, they were going right at Miguel Rojas. They weren't messing around there. They just threw him fastball. Shohei Ohtani coming to the plate now. If Miguel Rojas gets to first base, then you have to change the game plan against Ohtani. Now with nobody on base, you can essentially pitch around him if you want to. I don't know if Kevin Gausman is actually going to do that.
They will pitch to him at least. They intentionally walked him last time, struck him out in the 1st. The pitch to Ohtani. Called strike. I mean, that's going right after him. It was well placed, but that's a fastball on the inside edge. And we've seen Ohtani hit pitches like that out in this World Series. 3 home runs in the series and 8 in the postseason for Shohei Ohtani. 0-1. Just off the bottom outside corner, a ball and a strike. Missed there with a splitter.
I mean, that's a miss, but that's a great take from Shohei. He followed that pitch in all the way, and it just tailed off the plate by a little bit.
3-1 Dodgers, top of the 5th with 1 out. And the 1-1. Called strike. That splitter was so nasty. Ohtani yanked his hands back. It landed in the middle of the plate in terms of east to west. It's 1-2. Left-handed hitter asks for time, adjusts his batting gloves, pulls up a little bit the right pant leg of his gray pants, and steps back into the box. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, a little bit low with a splitter as well. 2-2.
Might have been a ball out of the hand, so an easy take for Shohei Ohtani.
Gausman set. His 76th pitch of the start. Lifted down the left field line. Lucas racing toward the sidewall into the shadow of the wall, and that lands in the seats foul. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Ohtani walks back to the plate, he was heading down to first. We can quickly pop over to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Toronto Raptors with a little bit of a comeback have taken the lead over the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland, Ohio. At the 3rd quarter break, it is 81-77 for the Raptors over the Cleveland Cavaliers. RJ Barrett, their leading scorer. 3-1 Dodgers here in Toronto. And another 2-2 to Ohtani. Down and away, ball 3. A reminder that all of our out-of-town scores are brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. New baseball for Gausman in a full count with Ohtani. Bases empty and 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Payoff pitch. Rounded foul. Ohtani wincing and limping as he hit that one, I believe, off his left foot. Now he bounces the bat off his right foot. He's kind of kicked out both feet, so I'm not sure which one it hit.
He wears a lot of protection on that right shin.
Oh, and that was his right foot, it looks like.
He actually wears a shin guard that almost goes all the way up to his knee, but the pants cover it, so you can't really see it.
Gausman's 8th pitch to Shohei Ohtani. Rounded foul toward the first base dugout. And they'll do it for a 9th, still at 3-2.
He's really thrown a lot of split fingers. He challenged him with a heater with the first pitch of the at-bat. Every single pitch after that has been a split finger.
Will Smith on deck. 3-2 to Ohtani. On the ground toward first, Vladdy to his left 2 steps, picks it up, waves off Gausman and goes to the bag. 2 outs in the top of the 5th.
I'm wondering if Shohei Ohtani was just saying to himself, he's got to throw a heater here. He has to throw a heater. But Kevin Gausman continued to throw the split finger. That last one was really well located at the bottom of that strike zone.
It's so cat and mouse for Alejandro Kirk and Kevin Gausman because he's essentially throwing 2 pitches. A lot of reverse psychology, a lot of trying to get in the head of the hitter. 2 outs, here's Will Smith with the bases empty. The pitch. Missed his spot. It's called outside, but it did have the corner. 1-0. Some boos there. I wonder if some fans look back to the replays on the TVs on the concourse. One out to Smith. Called low. Both of those pitches really could have gone either way. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Smith started the scoring in this game. He hit an RBI double in the 3rd inning that began the 3-run third from LA. 3-1 right now. 2 out, space is empty. The 2-0. And it's hit high in the air, left center. Lucas going back into the gap, stops and makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Kevin Gausman, who has retired 7 in a row. To the bottom of the 5th we go. 3-1 Dodgers. Game 6 of the World.
Let's see if you can pick.
You know, guys, I find that there's a lot of people when they watch baseball, when they're watching their team, they want to watch the offensive, so when they're playing and hitting the ball, but they don't really want to watch when they're defense. But really, like, I think that the defense is just as fun as watching the offense because, like, it is a strategy game at the end of the day, especially with the pitchers. It is so interesting to just watch how they try to get into people's heads, and as well, like, people on the bases of the opposite team trying to get runs. They're trying to actively sometimes really psych the pitcher out, which I found the Blue Jays did, was it 2 games ago? I believe it was 2 games ago. They were really trying to psych the pitcher out, and especially Vladdy was going off of the base, back onto the base, off of the base, back onto the base, and the pitcher kept obviously trying to get him out. And I think that really got the pitcher out of the zone. I can't remember what pitcher, what his name was, but it really did affect him. So we have 36 votes on who will win tonight, okay? We have 69% people believe the Blue Jays and 31% of people believe the LA Dodgers. So it is changing rapidly. I will say this. My dad actually believes that the LA Dodgers is going to win the World Series. So he hasn't seen Game 1. I don't think he was there for Game 1, but he saw Game 2. And he saw how LA Dodgers won. And he already predicted this beforehand. But it's almost like him watching Game 2 and not Game 1, how the Blue Jays did, kind of really implemented this idea in his head that the LA Dodgers were 100% going to win. So I'm really interested to see his reaction if they lose. You know what I mean? Let's get back into it. Kirk is going to get up. He's going to hit a ball.
Schulman alongside Chris LaRue in the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth. Joe Ali, our host, Nick Blackmore, our producer, technical directors in a sec. First, the first pitch of the bottom half of the inning. It goes to Alejandro Kirk, and it's a called strike. Our technical directors, Stephen Coyle, Christian Giannini, and Tom Young. Kirk, Barger, Clement this inning. Kirk asks for time before the next offering from Yamamoto. Blue Jays and Dodgers both have 3 hits, but the Dodgers have strung them together more tightly, which is why they lead 3-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Wind in the 0-1 to Kirk. Inside at 96, a ball and a strike. Fly out to shallow right center for Kirk in the second. This is his second time up. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball, third base side, hooks foul, 1-2.
He's just challenging him with good hard heaters right there. 96, then 96 again on the inside part of the plate.
1-2 pitch. Grounded foul, slowed it down to 76 on a hanging curve. Kirk out in front, just got a tiny piece of it to roll it into the third base dugout and stay alive.
He dropped a lot of curveballs in his last start at the bottom of the strike zone. Hasn't done that yet really tonight. He's throwing some floaters, some hangers. That one right there was a hanger right on the inside part of the plate. Unfortunately, Kirk was out in front of it.
Yamamoto goes to the pitch comm on his glove. Smith was cupping his ear to hear the signal. Now the wind and another 1-2 pitch. Down and away, stuck with the curve, and Kirk checked his swing, 2-2. Barger waiting on deck. Yamamoto kicks and fires. And Kirk smokes it foul right side. He was behind 97 on the outer third. Flipped it into the seats down the right field line. Foul, still 2-2. Trying to grind Yamamoto a little bit. Here's his seventh pitch to Alejandro Kirk. And it's hit foul right side, out of play again.
Starting to elevate that pitch count. 65 pitches now in the outing for Yamamoto. Great at-bat from Alejandro Kirk, just fouling off tough pitches, trying to stay alive in this at-bat.
Kirk thought he might have broke his bat, flipped it around, banged the knob off the dirt, but he's content with it and has it in his hands again. Eighth pitch to Kirk. And it's hit foul back to the right.
I would imagine that Dave Roberts is going to ride Yamamoto as long as he can. 110, 115. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes up to 120.
27-year-old righty's 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got a chase on a splitter well inside. Fourth K for Yamamoto, one out.
That split finger might have started at the hip of Alejandro Kirk. A little frustration on the body language down there from Alejandro Kirk. Like you said, that thing was well out of the strike zone.
Kirk in battle mode, almost decided to swing right away. So one out and Addison Barger up. He doubled in the third. The pitch, outside, ball one. Barger later came in to score on a Springer RBI single for the Blue Jays' lone run in this game. They trail 3-1, one out, bases empty, bottom of the fifth. 1-0 pitch. Outside again, 2-0.
Pretty confident take there from Barger.
He's locked in. That double made him 9 for 18 in the World Series so far. 2-0. Balled strike. Took a four-seam around the outer third there, and Yamamoto gets himself back into this count. Right on left, here's the pitch. Slow curve, called outside. Probably one of those 50-50 pitches. Could have gone either way. It's 3-1.
That's actually a good call because I think it wraps around the plate.
Yamamoto twists and deals. Barger takes 97, bottom middle, strike two. Full count now with one out. Muncy, the third baseman, playing a little bit closer to the third baseline. Barger this game and last game has burned them a couple times when they shift against him. Everyone else, though, still shifting generally toward first. Payoff pitch. Called, strike three. 97 might have been a hair low. Barger turned back, said no, and then he'll walk back to the third base dugout. Back-to-back K's Yamamoto, two down.
I mean, we're seeing the replay, and that's a great take from Addison Barger. The whole ball was below that strike zone. I mean, he had a quick word for home plate umpire Adam Hamry, and it's just a tough call.
Two outs, bases empty. Ernie Clement is up, 0 for 1 in the game. The wind and the pitch. On the ground, up the middle, on the run, Betts fumbles with it in shallow center, and Clement is safe at first. Mookie Betts had to range back and up the middle, and that might be a base hit for Clement because I'm not sure Betts could turn and make the play, but he never gave himself a chance as he fumbled with the grounder.
And here comes Andres Gimenez, who has had so many big base hits for the Toronto Blue Jays in this playoff run. It's a big spot for him. You want to score that run from first base, although there is 2 outs.
3-1 Dodgers. Yamamoto deals. And Gimenez lifts it left center. Going back, Edman makes the grab in front of the warning track to end the inning. Through 5, Yamamoto has allowed only 1 run, and despite the Blue Jays out-hitting the Dodgers, they trail.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means?
I was grabbing some water, guys. What happened? What was crazy? Tell me all the drama. Tell me all the tea. We are now at the top of the 6th. This is going by pretty fast. Who'll win tonight? 64% of you believe that the Blue Jays will win. 36% of you believe that the LA Dodgers will win. That is a drastic change from the voters that voted at the beginning of the game. It was very much Blue Jays were 100% going to win, and the LA Dodgers were going to just have a slight chance of winning. But now you guys are kind of switching sides, because now you see that it's 3-1 still with the LA Dodgers, and that Yamamoto still proves to be a sanely strong competitor. So we will be getting back into it. I needed this water. I'm so dehydrated. Thank you so much for the like. I really appreciate that. The like that actually genuinely does look like a baseball. I'm not looking to farm likes. I'm just literally telling you I hit like on my video, because I hit like on my video. Okay, so I'm the first like anyway. And it does look like a baseball, which is really cool. So, yeah. If we do have another game, I will be here as well. I'm here for all of the games that we will have for the World Series. I am streaming them all gladly to you for free while I pay the monthly membership. And I don't get paid for this. I'm not monetized. I'm just here to give you guys a good time. So thank you guys so much for watching with me. This is really fun. So let's go Gausman. We have 2 great pitchers tonight. Yamamoto, Gausman, and I am excited to see what happens next. So and I hope everyone's having a fabulous Halloween. And if you have kids, I hope that your kids give you your favorite candies. Anyway.
6th inning of work. Facing the middle-ish of the Dodger order, Freeman, Betts, Teoscar Hernandez.
And there is some movement down there in that Blue Jays bullpen. Louis Varland is now getting loose.
John Schneider said they have an opportunity. They're going to go for it tonight. And he said there's 2 days left, so going for it tonight doesn't really kill your chances of going for it again tomorrow, obviously within reason. Pitch to Freddie Freeman. Called strike 0-1. Dodgers, conversely, have to go for it tonight. It's the first time in the 2025 season they face elimination. Only lost 1 game in the 3 rounds before the World Series. 0-1 to Freeman. Popped up. Back is short. Moving back, Andres Gimenez. He makes the grab, and there's 1 out.
That's a great pitch. To a guy as powerful as Freddie Freeman, you go right inside with that good 4-seam fastball. Just absolutely blew him up.
Big out for Gausman, and now the reason that the Dodgers are leading. Mookie Betts is up. And despite struggling overall in the playoffs, what a massive hit he had in the 3rd. A 2-run single. That's the difference in this 3-1 game. Gausman's pitch. Called strike 0-1. By the way, once Gausman completed an inning and a third tonight, he matched and has now passed Trey Yesavage for the most innings pitched in a single playoff run in Blue Jays history. Right-hander 0-1. Down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. When you add regular and postseason, Gausman over 220 innings this year. Infield plays deep, so does the outfield for Betts. With 1 out, the 1-1. Tapped in front of the plate. Kirk tried to grab it before it went foul, but hands thrown up in the air by Adam Hammery. Kirk actually barehanded, went to tag, but instead it's 1-2 on a foul ball.
Such a smart catcher. A lot of catchers would just leave that and not try to barehand it, but Kirk doing everything he can to get an out here in this game 6.
That was close, non-reviewable play. 1-2. Up the middle, a soft bouncer, curling around at Bichette, gloves, throws on the run to first, and there are 2 down, and that looked like a healthier Bo Bichette defensively than we've seen in a while. 2 down.
Yeah, if you're wondering if Bo Bichette is closing in on 100% healthy, that should answer your question right there. We've seen Bo Bichette do that a lot over the course of his career at shortstop, and he does it right there at second base.
John Schneider did mention today that Bo Bichette made a pretty big leap from game 2 to game 3. Not 100%, but looking a lot more like himself. 2 down, the pitch to Teoscar Hernandez, called strike 1. Since that 3-run third inning, Gausman has retired the last 9, a streak that started with a Hernandez strikeout. Former teammates battling, members of the 2022 Jays. The 0-1. Bounced, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's the first ball that Hernandez has seen, or at least has not offered at. Gausman previously punched him out twice, both on splitters, both in 0-2 counts. 90 pitches for Kevin Gausman. They're trying to get him through the 6th. His 1-1. Swing and a miss. Awkward there from Hernandez. Couldn't catch up with 95 in. It's 1-2.
Well, he definitely wasn't expecting a 4-seam heater right there.
They've worked him down and away so much and then just busted him inside with 95 as Louis Varland continues to warm in left field. Gausman set. He kicks and offers a 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, 2-2. Couldn't get a chase on a slider. Step onto the middle of the rubber. Gausman staring in at Hernandez. Shakes, then nods. Hands put together. Bouncing his left foot. With 2 outs. The 2-2. On the ground is short. Coming to his left, Jimenez. Gathers. Throws to first. In time. 10 in a row set down by Kevin Gausman. Still 3-1 Dodgers, but the top of the order comes up for the 3rd time in this game when we come back in the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Blue Jays World Series Baseball.
Bottom of the 6th. We are getting back into it again. 43 votes for who will win tonight. Blue Jays 65%, LA Dodgers 35%. They are really coming up, these LA Dodgers. I saw a video last night of a girl after the Blue Jays game, I guess filming Yesavage, I guess was beside him, walking the street. He was just walking the street at night, and people were making a joke that because he has the $57,000 salary, that he didn't have enough to Uber home, essentially. And I thought that was the funniest thing, and he was just not fully into it, and he was just so chill, which I think is so funny. I like kind of how down to earth these guys seem. You know, we're all people, and that's what these athletes are. They're still guys at the end of the day. They're still bros, and I think it's just so funny. I like seeing those clips of where they're just down to earth and kind of being themselves. I feel like even Ohtani really is a humble person, which is really cool. So we are going to the bottom of the 6th with Yamamoto. Once these ads are over, the professionals will come back and talk. I am the filler in between those. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending the time with me on Halloween. I hope, you've been getting lots of candy. I hope your kids, if you have kids, have been getting lots and lots of candy. I bet a lot of you are just like, I'd rather just stay home and, watch the Blue Jays game. But yeah, we are doing Halloween. I'm not doing Halloween because I'm watching the Blue Jays game, and I don't think I haven't seen a lot of people actually knock on our door. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, to be fair, it is 10. I didn't get home till late. We have Springer up. He came back after his injury, and let's see what's gonna go on, okay? Let's go Springer. Springer and
Four for the
Yamamoto.
Blue Jays, 3 for the Dodgers. George Springer up, first pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball to short. Betts gathers. Crow hops throws to first. 1 pitch, 1 out for Yamamoto. And that's big for Yamamoto and the Dodgers as they try and push him on in this game.
Yeah, that's probably worst case scenario if you're a Blue Jay. You want to work count still. You want to put pressure on Yamamoto, elevate that pitch count, and try to get into that Dodgers bullpen. Obviously, 1 pitch, 1 out is not ideal.
Tough thing, though, is he makes so few mistakes. It's a sinker right down the middle. And someone has come on the field.
Someone's on the
I hope
field?
The couple thousand was worth it for 5.5 innings.
Someone's on the
He's
field?
going to owe a couple thousand more, most likely.
Someone's on the field right now, guys. That's crazy.
As we await the police to take him to his new hotel room for the night.
Oh my god. Why do people do this?
Yeah, but we were talking about the pitch count, or the potential pitch count of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And in Japan, generally speaking, you throw more pitches as a starter. I've seen guys throw 130, 140, even 150 pitches, but he hasn't been in Japan for a couple of years now, so you have to imagine the body, the arm aren't ready for that elevated pitch count of 115, 120.
Most he's thrown this year is 113. That came in his wild card game start against the Cincinnati Reds. He's thrown 110 4 times if you combine regular and postseason. Just tossing some warm-up pitches now as they escort the perpetrator off the field. Gives us a second to go to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Toronto Raptors with 2.5 minutes left in Cleveland, leading 100-94. Brandon Ingram, R.J. Barrett, both with 18 points to lead the team. Leading scorer in the game is Evan Mobley with 25 for Cleveland. Out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. 1 out, bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Dodgers, and Yamamoto offers home to Lucas. In the dirt, ball 1. No one has moved a muscle in the pen in right field of the Dodgers. Louis Varland still tossing in the left field pen as Lucas leans in and takes a hung curveball for a strike, 1-1.
I don't think unless your name is Roki Sasaki, you'll, at least if everything goes to plan for Dave Roberts, you'll be in this ballgame.
Yamamoto with his 79th pitch of the night. Lucas takes. It's off the outside corner, ball 2. Trying to do anything you can to get on here if you're Lucas. Vladdy is on deck. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Late on 96. Borderline pitch on the outside edge. 2-2. They shift him toward first. Give him the 5-6 hole in between Betts and Muncy. 2-2 pitch. Low ball 3. And Lucas working Yamamoto to 5 pitches so far as he takes that splitter.
He's starting to shift the sequencing a little bit. He's throwing more fastballs in breaking ball off-speed counts.
Tricky righties, payoff pitch. Lifted out to center, high and medium depth. Edman going back, makes a one-handed catch. 2 outs for Yamamoto in the bottom of the 6th inning.
That was the cutter there from Yamamoto. It's so important to have that cutter, to be able to throw strikes with that cutter, because when you're in a fastball count, like a 3-2 or 2-0 or 3-0, you can flip that cutter in and it misses a ton of barrels. He misses the barrel of Nathan Lucas there with a good cutter.
2 outs, bases empty. Guerrero up, 0 for 2. The pitch. Called strike. Splitter might have just grazed the inside edge, 0-1. Yamamoto quickly back onto the rubber, wanting to work with pace here. His 0-1 to Vlad. Down and away. The tricky thing about Yamamoto is, we'll say he left some mistakes out there, some pitches over the middle, but because he's changing speed so often, it's not as hittable as it might look sometimes on a strike zone diagram. His 1-1. Line toward left. On the run, Kike Hernandez. It's over his head, bouncing into the wall. Vladdy around first. He'll jog into second. 2-out double. Trying to kickstart a rally here in the bottom of the 6th. He's barking back at the Blue Jay dugout.
That's the second time tonight that Yamamoto hasn't thrown the curveball where he wanted it. Vlad was a little bit out in front, but that was a hanging breaking ball on the outer third. He wanted that pitch down. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hits it down that line, just beyond the reach of Kike Hernandez. He's at second base with 2 outs in the inning, and here comes Bo Bichette. I would probably be surprised if they give anything hittable in this situation with that open base at first base, although you don't want to put the tying run on base.
Mark Pryor out there with a Dodger translator for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who's given up more hits than Kevin Gausman. 5 hits to Gausman's 3, but the Dodgers strung them all together in 1 inning. Here comes Bo Bichette, though, after this mound meeting. Adam Hammery, the home plate ump, out there to break it up. Bo Bichette will come up as the tying run, although we have not seen an extra base hit from Bichette since he returned in Game 1 of the World Series.
He did smoke that ball off the wall in L.A., though, and he just missed a home run. If he got underneath it a little bit, it would have been his first home run of the postseason. But as we've talked about so often, Bo Bichette is slowly starting to look like he has over the course of his career. The at-bats are better, the swings are better, and what a big spot for him with 2 outs in this inning.
Guerrero on second, 3-1 Dodgers. Last run was scored by the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 3rd. Bottom 6 now. Yamamoto on 85 pitches. Looks in, kicks and fires. First pitch, curve, strike 1. Froze Bichette and landed on the outside corner. First signs of stirring in the pen and right field of LA as Yamamoto works with a runner in scoring position. He's 0-1. Upstairs, check swing. Bichette on 96, letter high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's actually a good pitch from Yamamoto because it changes the eye level of Bo Bichette. Now you can start going back down with that off-speed stuff.
Bichette resting the bat on his right shoulder, popping it off slightly. 1-1 pitch. Upstairs again, moved his head out of the way of 96. 2 balls and 1 strike, and if any pitch has been tough for him to command tonight, it's probably that 4-seamer that he's left up plenty of times.
Yeah, it hasn't been as good, at least command-wise, as it was in that first start he had.
2-1 count. Bo trying to drive in Vladdy from second. The pitch. Off the end of the bat, foul out in front of a slider at 88. Bichette lost his helmet, and it's 2-2. This guy barely throws a slider, and in 2 big spots against Bo Bichette, he's given it to him twice.
And Bo Bichette had a pretty uncomfortable swing, was way out in front of that pitch. Threw 2 good fastballs above the strike zone, then mixes in that slider that probably looked like a fastball out of the hands. That's why Bo Bichette was way out in front of it.
He struck out Bichette on a slider in the 2nd. Bo had a single to left in the 4th. A single to the outfield likely scores Vlad, who's running on contact. 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. High ball 3. Another 4-seamer left up. That one at 94 miles an hour. And as we speak, Justin Wrobleski is getting loose in the Dodger pen in right field.
Obviously not what Dave Roberts wants to see. He doesn't want that bullpen moving down there. He wants Yamamoto to continue.
Yamamoto's 91st pitch of the start, a 3-2. And it's hit back foul. Hanging slider that time. Bo a little bit ahead of it again. Still a full count.
But again, the more you see a pitch, the more you work a pitcher, the more comfortable you become standing in that batter's box. Bo Bichette has seen 2 sliders and 4 fastballs in this at-bat.
Next pitch for Yamamoto will be his 7th to Bichette and 17th of the inning. He's going to step off and pretend to throw to second. No one was over to receive that pickoff throw.
Oh my
Vladdy, though,
God.
skipping back to second just to be safe. Now Yamamoto set again. 3-1 Dodgers. Full count, 2 outs. His pitch to Bichette. Up and in, ball 4. That's the first bad splitter we've maybe seen all night from Yamamoto. Almost hit Bichette, and it's a walk to send Bo down to first. First and second now for the Blue Jays, and the go-ahead run is represented by Dalton Varsho.
And I like this matchup here. Dalton Varsho hits hanging split fingers. He hits fastballs very well over the heart of the plate. And it seems to me like Yamamoto is losing command of his pitches just a little bit here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Next pitch for Yamamoto is his 93rd of the night. He deals to Varsho. Fouled back into the midsection of Will Smith, the catcher, 0-1. We were remarking last time, Yamamoto left his splitter up to Varsho. He was just on top of it, and instead of crushing it, it turned into a ground ball double play.
Yeah, he barreled it up, hit it pretty hard at second baseman Miguel Rojas.
Bichette on first, Guerrero on second, 3-1 Dodgers, bottom of the 6th inning.
Bro, I know.
Yamamoto's 0-1. In the dirt, trapped by Smith. It's a splitter. That was a ball out of the hand.
Yeah, an easy take for Varsho.
Next pitch for Yamamoto will be his 95th. He rocks and deals. Varsho hits a high bouncer toward first. It's foul, and it's 1-2. At this point, Yamamoto has actually been less pitch efficient than Kevin Gausman, who was through 6 in 94 pitches. Yamamoto at 95. But of course, his Dodgers have a 3-1 lead over Gausman's Blue Jays in Game 6 of the World Series. Right-hander set. 2 on, 2 out. The 1-2 to Varsho. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got him on a splitter to strand a pair and end the inning.
You guys.
No runs, a hit to left. Still 3-1 Dodgers as we roll on to the 7th. You're listening to Blue Jays World Series
We are
Baseball.
going to the 7th. I'm going to end this poll and create a new one that says, let's do this. It's going to say who will win the World Series. Okay, you can place your bets on who will win the World Series. I want to see who believes in what team. Oh my god. If I can actually type properly. Blue Jays or the LA Dodgers. Okay, I've just started the poll. I want to see what you guys think. Who will win the World Series? I've just placed that in. We are now... Oh my god, someone immediately put in the LA Dodgers. Woo! Someone was waiting for that. So we are going to the top of the 7th. We are going to see what Gausman has in store for the LA Dodgers. It is going to be, I don't know, it could be a tight game, guys. It could, you know, they could tie and then it will go into however many innings. Like, do you remember the game? And then we were waiting for like, oh, I think they switched the pitcher. I think it's Varland now. Varland's the pitcher going against Muncy. So, I guess they're switching it up. So we have 2 votes for who will win the World Series, and one of them believes that is the Blue Jays, and another one believes that it is the LA Dodgers. So let's tune in. Let's see what they have to say, and Varland is now warming himself up to pitch for Muncy. What a night. Halloween. Four votes. 75% believe Blue Jays will win, and 25% believe LA
Varland
Dodgers
has
will
been
win.
their go-to guy to try and bridge from a starter to a high-leverage guy in the pen.
And he's been mostly good. He's had a couple of outings where he's given up a couple of runs, but every single outing he's had has been very high leverage. This one, no different.
It's his fourth appearance of the World Series, and he offers home to Max Muncy. Check swing, pitches down, no appeal to third, ball one. So Kevin Gausman's night ends 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, although 1 was intentional, and 8 Ks. 1-0. Called strike. It's a good line for Gausman. It's a shame, though, that all the hits came at once because he was even better than 6 innings, 3 runs, but it was just one stretch in the bottom or top of the third, rather. 1-1. Muncy lifts it out to right, charging in Barger. Good read on it, makes a chest-high catch. 1 out. Sometimes when a power hitter like Muncy takes a big hack like that, you assume it's back, but the reads for Barger have improved a ton this season.
Yeah, that was a fastball that jammed Muncy, and Addison Barger has continued to get better and better over the course of this season. Every once in a while, he'll have a little bit of a hiccup out there, but more often than not, he makes the play he's supposed to make, like that one right there.
With 1 out, the wind and pitch to Kike Hernandez. Called strike on a breaking ball, 0-1. And a reminder to those who don't know, Barger was the opening day shortstop for the Buffalo Bisons when this year began. He's playing right field in Game 6 of the World Series. 0-1. On the ground, foul. Another knuckle curve at 87 from Varland. Rolled over left side. It's 0-2. Four-seamer, knuckle curve are the main pitches for Varland. Also mixes in sinker, slider, and change. Right-hander waddles back and forth. Brings the glove up into the wind. The 0-2. Just outside. Easily could have been called a strike, but instead it's 1-2. Varland shakes. Now he nods. And he delivers home. Check swing pitch was high. Appeal to first. He did not go, says Will Little. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That slider got away from Louis Varland a little bit. It was up and in and just spun out over the middle of the plate. That's why you got that awkward swing from Kike.
5th pitch, Varland to Hernandez. Check swing, pitch is low, full count. It's a pretty good pitch and a pretty good take. Knuckle curve darted through the zone but landed just below it. So from 0-2 to 3-2, we'll see if he challenges Kike Hernandez here. Payoff pitch on the ground, foul. Did not challenge him. Went with a curveball at the knees, and Hernandez just rolled it over again, third base side.
Kike does have a big home run in this series, so maybe they have that in the back of their mind. But I would challenge here.
That homer, his lone home run of the playoffs. 3-2. Called strike 3. 98 right down the middle.
And they challenged him. I mean, if I threw 98 to 100 miles an hour with that banger curveball that Louis Varland has, I would definitely challenge in big situations like that. Now you have 2 outs in the inning, and the number 8 hitter coming up in Tommy Edman. If you get Tommy Edman here, then you can face Miguel Rojas to start the next inning. It's a big out here.
Varland winds in the pitch to the switch hitter Edman, who's batting left, and he takes low ball 1. By the way, Justin Robleski has continued to warm up in right field. There's a chance he's coming into this ball game for the bottom of the 7th inning. We're top of 7 right now. It's 3-1 Dodgers, and the 1-0 to Edman. Called outside, borderline pitch on the knuckle curve, 2-0.
I mean, he's getting loose out there, so it does look like he's coming in the ball game.
And has been for a while. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Confident to throw the knuckle curve. Edman was sitting heater. It's 2-1 as he whipped out in front of it.
Edman does have juice. He had 13 home runs this season, so you can't just groove in the fastball right down the middle. I like that pitch, at least the pitch selection right there.
That was 13 homers in only 97 games for a guy who was injured for a lot of this year. 2-1. Called strike. Clipped the top of the zone with a curve. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and anyone who wasn't up already now rises to their feet at Rogers Center. 3-1 Dodgers. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 7th. The 2-2. Outside with a fastball. That was a change, rather. Pardon me. He just throws it at 95, so it's got fastball velo, full count. Rojas on deck. Base paths empty. Payoff pitch. Lifted out to center. Routine for Varsho. Backing up toward left center. Moves in. Makes the grab, and Louis Varland does the job, retiring the Dodgers in order. 3-1 LA at the 7th inning stretch. Game 6 of the World Series. We'll tell you.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you
It's
know
not
what it
looking
means?
good, y'all. It's not looking good at all. We are going to the bottom of the 7th. It's been crazy. It's been crazy, you guys. I really... Oh, we have the poll. We have the poll. Okay, let's look at the poll results. Let's look. Okay, 9 people have voted for who will win the World Series, okay? We have 56% of people believe that the LA Dodgers will win the World Series. And 44% believe that the Blue Jays will win the World Series. So that is very stark compared to the last poll that we did, which who will win tonight, where most people believe that the Blue Jays will win tonight. But that's crazy because if the Blue Jays won tonight, then that would mean that the Blue Jays won the World Series. So 10 votes. People are just believing that the LA Dodgers are going to win. And you know what? To each their own. But we are going to be going into the bottom of the 7th inning. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. It has been a great Halloween night. You know, got to visit my family, part of my family, and then I got to come here and watch the Blue Jays and the LA Dodgers World Series. It's been a really fun night, and I'm glad that you guys are a part of it. And let's keep it going, okay? We have a new pitcher. Yamamoto was swapped out. So let's get into it. He's warming up now, and we are going to hear the professionals do their commentary while I shut the heck up. So let's get into it. Thank you guys as well so much for the 9 likes. And I know that's probably because when you like the video, it turns into a baseball. So I know that's probably why a lot of you did that, is because you wanted to see what I was talking about, the animation. But still appreciative of it. So let's go. And we have Kirk up to bat.
Canadian. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is out. Justin Robleski, the lefty, in for the bottom of the 7th, facing Alejandro Kirk. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1. Dave Roberts continues to try and ride the hot hand in this pen that's been very up and down this postseason. Robleski has pitched twice in the playoffs, both in the World Series, is scoreless, 2 2/3. And there, he hits the top of the zone with 95 to make it 1-1.
Robleski has thrown 103 innings over the course of his career, so you can imagine that there's a little bit of nerves out there right now.
1-1. Kirk swings and hits it foul to the right, 1-2. Kind of like when early in the game we were talking about you walk Ohtani almost regardless of who's behind him. You like Yamamoto coming out of the game pretty much regardless of who it is. Not personal to Robleski. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three, and right there he shows me with a fastball on the outer third, strikeout for out number one.
Yeah, Wroblewski's got great stuff. The fastball there was 99 miles an hour, but I would much rather face him than Yamamoto, who throws 97, and he also has 4 other pitches that he throws for strikes.
That pitch, by the way up from the Wroblewski season average of 96 on the four-seamer, has a slider, sinker, cutter, curve, and change as well. Pitch to Addison Barger, called strike 0-1, drops a breaking ball in at the knees. 3-1 Dodgers, bottom of the 7th. Dodgers trying to keep their season alive in force game 7. Blue Jays trying to win the World Series. 0-1 is a Baltimore chop towards second. Sprinting Barger, bare hand Rojas, throw to first in time, but the Blue Jays immediately have John Schneider putting a hand up. That was bang bang, and we'll see if the Blue Jays want to take a look.
It looked like he was out at first base, at least from up here. We don't have the best vantage point, but I think John Schneider's going to let the boys play on. I mean, Wroblewski's got good stuff, like I just said, so you have to respect that. I mean, the fastball is 97, 98. He's got a very good slider. He's just young, and he doesn't have a ton of experience, so you want to put pressure on him here.
2 out, space is empty. The pitch to Ernie Clement is a heater high and outside, ball 1. This could be a good matchup for Ernie, who likes hitting lefties and likes hitting guys who throw a lot of fastballs, like Wroblewski. The pitch. Swing and a drive, left center and deep, racing back Hernandez, over his head, bouncing on the track into the wall. Clement into second with a double, and the Blue Jays have a runner in scoring position for the second straight inning.
And like we talked about in Andres Gimenez's last at-bat, he has come through.
Someone said not the poll saying LA Dodgers majority to win.
This postseason.
Hey, man. Oh, Blue Jays are coming back.
In a gigantic spot here, with the second run of the ball game standing at second base and a tough lefty standing on the mound. So this is a tough matchup for Andres Gimenez.
Before Gimenez hits, Mark Pryor out to the hill. Probably have to talk about Andres Gimenez and have to give Roki Sasaki a chance to warm up. He is getting loose now in the Dodger pen in right field.
I mean, I imagine he's not coming in to face the lefty in Andres Gimenez, but George Springer standing on deck, who already has a big base hit in this ball game. So I would imagine that Sasaki is coming in to face George Springer if it comes to that.
I take you back, Chris, to ALCS Game 4 in Seattle against a lefty reliever. Andres Gimenez pounded a 2-run homer that at that time gave the Blue Jays the lead. He's up against a lefty reliever in Wroblewski right now rather than Gabe Spire, and he represents the tying run. Don't need a homer, though. Just need him to move the line with Springer on deck. Clement's on second, 2 outs in the left-on-left pitch. Swing and a miss. 95 middle in. Big hack, and you can't blame him on that pitch, 0-1.
Just challenged him with that heater. I would not be challenging Andres Gimenez here if I was Wroblewski.
Left-hander sets a look at Clement. And the 0-1. Swing and a foul back. Reached across the plate to hit away a good slider. 0-2. Blue Jays have double the hits of the Dodgers, 6-3, but they've all been spread out. Only inning with multiple hits is their run-scoring third. The Dodgers had 3 hits in a 6-batter span to score 3 runs in the third. It's still 3-1 LA. 0-2 pitch. Hit back foul, 97 on the outside edge, and Gimenez looked fairly comfortable, spoiling it.
Left fielder Kike Hernandez is playing way in left field. He's trying to cut off that run at home plate, and he's also trying to cut off the bloop base hit.
Clement with good speed on second. 0-2 again. High, ball and 2 strikes, missed letter high at 98. Dangling his left arm, the long-haired lefty Wroblewski sets at his stomach. A look to Clement. The 1-2. Hopped foul, and that'll get out of play third base side. Fighting for his life right now in the bottom of the 7th is Andres Gimenez. Seen 5 pitches now and fouled off 2 two-strike pitches in this plate appearance. The kick of the pitch. Outside. Really tough take there on a slider that started in the zone, but Jimenez held up 2-2.
Yeah, he recognized that pitch really early. You could see those knees bending, really following that pitch in all the way.
With 2 outs, Wroblewski's 2-2. Fouled away again. 7 pitches now seen by Andres Jimenez. That one a bit of a mistake. Can he get another mistake here from the lefty Wroblewski, who just left a fastball right over the middle?
How about the confidence of Andres Jimenez up there, nodding his head after fouling that pitch back.
Clement with speed on second. 2-2 again. Swing and a miss, strike 3, beat him with 98 on the edge, and a scream from Wroblewski, who despite the 2-out double, pitches a scoreless bottom of the 7th. 1 hit, 1 left for the Blue Jays. On to the 8th we go. 3-1 Los Angeles Dodgers. You're listening to Blue Jays World Series Baseball.
You guys, we're to the top of the 8th. There are only a few more chances to try to turn this around for the Blue Jays. It is looking really good for the LA Dodgers. For the poll, who will win the World Series, 60% of you voted the LA Dodgers and 40% of you voted the Blue Jays. So it seems like people are switching around right now about who will win the World Series. My dad is also one who believes that the LA Dodgers will win. But yeah. So I hope everyone's Halloween is going great. I am just the filler in between the ads and the warm-up before the top of the 8th, which will happen in... I think it happens in about 1 minute. So if you can handle my voice for 1 minute, then you can handle the professional commentators coming back and not me. All of my Halloween candy was given away, so there is no chocolate for me, no candy. I just have to suffer. But you know what? At least the candy went to, you know, some kids who might want the candy and chocolate, even though I wanted it. But you know what? They can have it. They can have it. They're younger than me. I can go use my adult money and go buy some Halloween chocolate, even though it was really convenient for me. But yeah. So we are getting back into it. We have Varland pitching. And I hope that everyone has a lovely sleep after this, essentially. I am definitely going to sleep after this. I'm going to hit the hay, because this is the only thing I stay up for at this point, at this time of night. And I hope we don't tie, because I can't stay up until 3 a.m. again like we did in other days. So let's get into it.
To Rojas is lifted out to right field. Staying in position, Barger backs up slightly and makes a one-handed catch. 1 out. And after that one pitch, John Schneider around the railing, and they will go left on left for Ohtani. So a job well done by Louis Varland, who retires all 4 that he has faced, and it's time now for a pitching change. Brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Bases empty, 1 out, and 3-1.
Let's see if we can
What
figure out
is
the
happening?
following
Why?
baseball
I think the 3D rendition is making Ohtani up there with them, talking to the Blue Jays. I mean, I don't know. That's happened before. The Ohtanis seem to really vibe with the Blue Jay team. We are switching pitchers. Okay, we have 2 Ohtanis up on the 3D rendition. I don't know what's happening, but we have a new pitcher for the Blue Jays. 20 votes. 20 votes. Okay, the Blue Jay people are trying to fight back. 45%, and the LA Dodgers are still standing strong with the 55% as to who will win the World Series. Not tonight, but the World Series. It is anyone's game. The Blue Jays are coming back again. Another vote. 48% for the Blue Jays and 52% for the LA Dodgers, guys. If Ohtani hits a home run tonight, right now, then to me, I'm like, you know, clap, smack, patty whack, give a dog a bone. This game's over. Let's all go home. That's what I think personally about this. I think we're getting back into it. And as always, oh, it's 50-50 now. LA Dodgers and Blue Jays for the poll who will win the World Series. I will be here next game to stream for you guys. Since, you know, not to be pessimistic or whatever, but I really don't see the Blue Jays winning tonight. Unless they did some crazy thing, which to me, I'd be like, okay, valid, you won. You know what I mean? Like, I want something over the top for whoever wins, for me to feel like that's justified. But they are two incredibly strong teams, you guys. Like, incredibly strong teams. Like, let's be real here, okay? We have LA Dodgers, literally star-studded team, okay? There are some players on there that are absolutely insane. And then here we have the Blue Jays, who just have such great coordination. We have Vladdy, who is so strategic. I am streaming next game.
And he hit a
I
double,
believe that is tomorrow, yes.
Almost implausibly on a pitch up and in the opposite way to left center. Fluharty has also punched him out a handful of times this season. 3-1 Dodgers, one out, bases empty, top of the 8th inning. Fluharty looking in, kicks and deals. First pitch sweeper, just high and inside, ball 1. Ohtani tonight is 0 for 2, intentional walk and a run scored. He's also struck out swinging. 1-0 pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat, 1-1. It's a tough ask of Blue Jays pitching, but you just can't budge right now. The Blue Jays have hung in it because their pitching has been so good since that 3-run third. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Sped it up to 91 with a well-located cutter up and in, 1-2.
Just a perfectly located pitch. Just when Shohei Ohtani is thinking another sweeper away, Mason Fluharty goes up and in with that cutter. A great call from Alejandro Kirk.
Kirk going to his right knee for the signal. 1-2 count, 1 out, bases empty. The kick in the offering. Sweeper down and away, laid off by Ohtani. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fluharty sets, twists his hip, and puts the glove belt on. 2-2. Lifted out to left center. Varsho in a run toward the gap. Onto the track. That's off the fence. Backing him up was Lucas in left. Throws it into second, but Ohtani waiting there with a double. Again, not a pitch necessarily that you would see a normal person drive the other way like that. But Shohei Ohtani is a force, and he has his first hit since that game 3. He's on with 1 out.
Well, that just shows the power of Shohei Ohtani. He was out in front of that sweeper. The sweeper was actually below the strike zone, and he was able to get it out to that tall wall out in left field. The Blue Jays are actually going to intentionally walk Will Smith to get the left-on-left matchup with Freddie Freeman. But, man, Shohei Ohtani, what an absolute beast out there standing at second base.
Couple things you get with his intentional walk. You set up a double play, and that counts as a batter toward the 3-batter minimum. So now after Freeman, the Blue Jays can go to a righty if they want to for a guy like Teoscar Hernandez or Mookie Betts. First pitch to Freeman. Up and in, ball 1.
Sir Anthony Dominguez is actually getting loose down there in that bullpen. So this tells me this is probably the last batter that Mason Fluharty will face.
Maybe he can get Freeman to roll over. First and second, 1 out. Fluharty's pitch to Freeman. Swing and a miss. Got the cutter by him on the bottom inside edge. 1-1. In left field, it's Dominguez warming up. Still Sasaki loosening up for the Dodgers in right field. 1-1 pitch. Freeman lofts it. Right field, very high, fairly deep, but in front of the track is Barger. He runs into it to make the catch. Ohtani dekes a tag from second, and the throw bounces through to third. Ohtani not going anywhere. Still first and second, and there are 2 outs.
I think at this point, everybody knows that Addison Barger will throw you out if you try to take third on a fly ball to right field.
Mookie Betts coming up to the plate, and John Schneider just told Alejandro Kirk to go talk to the lefty reliever. This is interesting.
Well, I think they're just trying to give Sir Anthony Dominguez a couple more seconds down there in that bullpen. I'm assuming that when Alejandro Kirk gets back to home plate, John Schneider will go out there and brings Dominguez in the ballgame.
Here he comes. John Schneider making a pitching change, and it's brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. So he doesn't get Ohtani, but he does get Freeman. 2 outs, 2 on for the Dodgers, and they'll ask Sir Anthony Dominguez to finish off this inning. Dodgers threatening, and they're up 3-1 in the top of the 8th.
Let's see if you can figure out the following.
You guys,
baseball
so this
slang.
poll that I put on for who will win the World Series, somehow the Blue Jays came back. Okay, LA Dodgers were at like 70%. Blue Jays were like in the 20s. And the Blue Jays pushed through for voting. 54% of people believe that the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series. 46 believe that the LA Dodgers are going to win the World Series. Okay, now they are switching the pitchers. We are still at the top of the 8th. They need 1 more out, and then they will be switching to the bottom of the 8th, where the Blue Jays will play offensive. So I'm excited to see that. Holy crap, 123 people watching. I don't even know. Is that real? I feel like my stream must be glitching. I've never seen that many people be in my stream before. That is actually insane. Thank you so much for being here. 120 people, guys. I am the filler voice because we do have the professional commentary going on. But while they are switching, I am just basically distracting you from the ads. And then after that, you will hear the lovely voices of other people who know so much more knowledge than what I do. You know, I'm just talking nonsense. But thank you guys so much for being here. And happy Halloween. And let's see what Dominguez has up his little pitcher sleeve. You know what I mean? So he is warming up now. You could probably hear in the audio fans screaming, all of that, the music playing. 33 votes. Guys, okay, the LA Dodgers. Holy, after I said the Blue Jays, people believe that the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series. Like 11 people voted and brought up the LA Dodgers. Brought them up to 52% versus the Blue Jays, which are at 48%. We have a lot of people in here. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
A chance he could be available this weekend despite not getting the start. And in Jacksonville, number 2 overall pick in this past year's draft, 2A player Travis Hunter suffering a non-contact knee injury in practice. He was put on injured reserve. He will miss at least the next 4 games. Reports saying the ACL is intact, so he will undergo additional testing. Blue Jays baseball, as always, brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Mookie Betts is in the box down on the field with the call here in the radio booth. It's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, Show. Massive outing right now for Sir Anthony Dominguez. 2 on and 2 out. It's runners on first and second for the Dodgers. Ohtani on second, Smith on first. And Mookie Betts is up a 3-1 Dodger lead, top of the 8th inning. 4th appearance of the World Series for Dominguez, 11th of the postseason. He sets and offers to Betts. Breaking ball, called strike, 0-1.
Thank you for watching Gravity Assisted. This is exactly what I'm here for.
Next with the big blow in this game, a 2-run single in the 3rd. That's still the difference here in the 8th. 0-1 pitch. Down and away, snared by Kirk, 1-1. And if you're the Blue Jays, you have your top of the order up for the 4th time in this game. Obviously not against the starter anymore. Yamamoto's out, but if you can get it there still at 3-1, you feel like you have a chance. 1-1 pitch. Hit foul by Betts, 97 in on the hands, and the high 90s fastball breaking ball combo for Dominguez has come in handy. He's up 1-2.
And Sir Anthony actually missed his spot by quite a bit, but it's still a good miss because that miss actually shows that you're willing to go inside. So now Mookie has to protect inside, and it might open up the outside part of the plate.
Ohtani leads off second, Smith off first. 2 outs in the 1-2. In the dirt, taken by Betts, a breaking ball that bounced. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's been a long inning warming up in right for Roki Sasaki. The Blue Jays have used 3 different pitchers in this 8th. Varland got an out, Fluharty got an out.
Oh, wow.
Here's Dominguez with a 2-2.
Gravity assisted. Who are
Check
you?
swing.
Who are you
Field
wanting to
out
win?
First, no swing, full count. I was close on a sweeper outside. Betts just stays alive.
Yeah, I didn't think that he went, at least from up here. That's a good call down there by first base umpire Will Little. Obviously, the crowd wanted that to be a strike.
He enticed him a little, though. Betts thought about it. But now with a full count, both Ohtani from second and Smith from first will be off on the pitch. Bearded righty Dominguez sets. His payoff pitch. High ball 4. Another check swing by Betts, and the bases are loaded now with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's a ball. Obviously, the crowd wants that to be called a strike, but that sweeper was a little bit above the strike zone. A pretty good call. Now you have to get down to business here. If you're Sir Anthony Dominguez, the bases are loaded.
Jays,
And a
hell
tough
yeah.
hitter, Teoscar
Hell
Hernandez, is at the plate.
Sir Anthony Dominguez presses the glove into his left thigh, now sets. Bases loaded, 2 down, the pitch to Teoscar. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 97 just off the outside edge, and Teo chased. Turned back and asked Adam Hammery if it was going to be a strike. It's 0-1. From Teoscar's reaction to the answer might have been yes from Adam Hammery. 0-1. In the dirt, blocked by Kirk to save a run. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a good job anticipating that sweeper in the dirt. If you're going to put down press the button for a sweeper, you have to anticipate that pitch will be in the dirt.
Oh, yeah, because the Jays did win on Halloween, right?
A lot of speed on third and
Yeah.
Ohtani. Smith on second, and Betts on first in the top of the 8th inning.
It's a close game.
1-1.
Close game tonight.
Swing and a foul tip. 99 inside. It's 1-2. Blue Jays asking Dominguez for 1 more good pitch to strand the bases loaded. He shakes, now sets. And Teoscar Hernandez asks for time, slowing the momentum of Dominguez and this crowd. Two fastballs and a sweeper so far delivered to Teoscar. Dominguez with a 1-2. He got him. Struck him out on 99. The bases are left loaded, and the top of the Blue Jay order is coming up in the bottom of the 8th. 3-1 Dodgers, Game 6 of the World Series. You're listening to Blue Jays World Series.
Guys, this is really picking up. We are going to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 3-1. It's still an insanely close game. Anyone could win right now. Thank you so much for being here. 100 people in this is actually insane. A lot of people have just voted for who will win the World Series. I think the Dodgers and the Jays are definitely fighting back and forth. So we are at 51% of you believe that the Blue Jays will win the World Series, and 49% of you believe that the LA Dodgers will win the World Series. So it keeps going back and forth. We have a lot of votes. I'm excited to see, I believe we have Springer up. I think that's what Game Day is showing, is that we're having Springer up next. And yeah, I'm super excited to see what's gonna happen. I hope everyone's Halloween has been lovely. I hope you guys have been eating an insane amount of candy. Obviously, don't eat. Holy! LA Dodgers, 51% now. Blue Jays, 49%. I hope you don't eat too much candy, though, because I tend to get a lot of stomach aches when I eat too much candy. So, and I don't have any here, because it was all given away. So, here we have another pitcher here for Springer. They wanted to switch them out. And let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes, guys. We are going to turn up the commentary. That is, you know, not me because I'm not the professional here. Blue Jays are picking it up again at 53%. Look at you guys. Literally look at the poll. You guys are fighting so hard Welcome LA Dodger fans, welcome Blue Jay fans, welcome all. This is a fun chat for everybody. Let's watch. Let's watch, y'all.
Bottom of the 8th, Dave Roberts goes to his closer. It's Roki Sasaki. His pitch to George Springer. Called low, ball 1. Had all sorts of the bottom of the zone, but Springer gets a break. Also defensive subs for the Dodgers. We'll get to those in a sec. One-0 to Springer. Up and in. 98 near the chin knocks Springer down to the seat of his pants. It's 2-0.
Roki Sasaki, the 23-year-old rookie, has 36 1/3 career major league innings in the regular season. He's thrown 9 2/3 in the playoffs, so you have to imagine that heart rate is really elevated right now.
His second World Series appearance. 2-0 pitch. Check swing. Called strike, top of the zone at 100. Pitching change to Sasaki, brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Also the defensive switch, Teoscar Hernandez out, Andy Pages in right field. 2-1 pitch. Fouled away, 2-2. 23-year-old Sasaki works with a four-seamer, splitter, and slider. Sat 96 on the four-seamer this year, but his two fastballs on the last two pitches have each been over 100. 2-2 to George Springer. Hit on the ground right side. Will it sneak through? It will, past the dive of Freeman. Springer stops at first, and he just guided that one past Freddie Freeman. Base hit to begin the inning. Here comes the tying run to home plate.
And that might be the break that the Toronto Blue Jays have been waiting for this entire ball game. George Springer had no business getting that ball past Freddie Freeman. It was perfectly placed right down that line. And he stands at first base with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Thanks. I wanted to make sure that the angle showed everything.
Lucas.
Anyway,
3-1 Dodgers.
let's keep watching.
No outs, bottom of the 8th. Right on left, the pitch. Outside, ball 1. In the infield, they expect Lucas to pull. In the outfield, they're playing him the opposite way. Pages shifted way over toward right center, and the center fielder Edman in the left center gap. One-0. Called strike, 98, bottom of the zone.
In the regular season, in 36 1/3 innings for Sasaki, he walked 22 guys, so you have to force him to be in the strike zone.
High leg kick, 1-1. Iron outside, 2-1. Actually abbreviated the kick a little bit there. Missed with a splitter. That someone like Trey Savage can go in any which way on a given pitch. Sometimes it helps him, sometimes it hurts him. His 2-1. Outside, ball 3. And Lucas is staying patient, giving himself a 3-1 count.
Yeah, with Vlad standing on deck, you have to zone up. You cannot expand and help out Sasaki. He's obviously having command issues right now.
His 3-1 to Lucas. Called strike, 98 at the top, full count. And a push out of the mitt by Will Smith to his pitcher Sasaki. He liked the spot. Interestingly, on 2 strikes, they're expecting more of a pull. Pages moves closer to straightaway right field. Full count pitch. Hit high in the air center. Late break back toward left center by Edman, but he's under it. Camp to make a one-handed catch, 1 out.
That's a big out for Sasaki. With Vlad coming up, you obviously don't want a ton of traffic on. But this is his moment right here. This is the moment the Blue Jays fans have been waiting for. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. slowly walking up to that batter's box.
Guerrero is the tying run in the game. 3-1 Dodgers. No one scored since the bottom of the third. Springer on first and one out. Sasaki offers. Guerrero will take a called strike on the inside edge, 0-1. Vlad is 1 for 3, a double, a strikeout, and a ground ball double play. The 0-1, inside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vladdy moved his right foot back to avoid being hit by that splitter. Kick in the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fooled by the splitter, going for it all to try and tie the game. Guerrero swings through it. It landed down and in, 1-2.
Sasaki doesn't have much time in the big leagues, and I know that he's only 23 years old, but he's got fantastic stuff.
His 1-2. Called low. Probably should have been strike 3, and Vladdy lives another pitch, 2-2.
That might be the second break that the Blue Jays get this inning.
Only if they make it matter. 3-1 Dodgers. Runner on first, 1 out. High set Sasaki. The 2-2. Fouled away. Vladdy reached for one well below the zone. Hit it off of, I believe, his shin. He just grabbed near his right knee. But he stays alive at 2-2.
He was completely fooled by that split finger. Out in front, but he was able to keep the bat back and just flick the wrists and stay alive.
Seems like he wants the heater. 2-2 pitch. Inside ball 3. Sasaki isn't giving him the heater. He's thrown him all splitters in this at-bat, and the count is run full.
The more split fingers he throws in this at-bat, the more comfortable Vlad gets with that split finger.
Springer leads off first. Full count, 1 out. Kick in the pitch. High ball 4. Vladdy screams with a walk. 2 on now for the Blue Jays, and the go-ahead run is Bo Bichette walking up to the plate.
And this is the other moment that Blue Jays fans have been waiting for. Number 1 was Vladimir Guerrero Jr. coming to the plate, and number 2 is Bo Bichette.
Mark Pryor out to talk to the right-hander Roki Sasaki. Dodgers had action in their pen, but that has stopped now. Interesting that that's the case because Sasaki has thrown 18 pitches and only recorded 1 out. He is more stretched out than your average reliever, started at the beginning of the year. But he's already deep into this inning pitch count-wise. He offered 7 to Vladdy, 6 to Lucas, and 5 to George Springer.
And this is a situation that Roki Sasaki has never been in before. He's been very, very good over the course of the playoffs, turning into the Dodgers' best bullpen arm. But it's almost like everything is new to him now. The crowd is loud. The moment is big. Let's see how he reacts to Bo Bichette right now with runners at first and second and just 1 out in the inning.
Bichette 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Springer on second. Vladdy is the tying run on first, and Bichette is the go-ahead run at home plate. 1 out, bottom 8. Sasaki set. And the pitch. In the dirt, bounces off Smith, but rolls up the third baseline, so Springer can't take off from second. 1-0. In 19 pitches, 10 balls and 9 strikes for Roki Sasaki. A single, a strikeout, a flyout, and a walk so far. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 97 over the middle, and Bo Bichette was trying to flip the score. It's 1-1.
That was the one. Just a hair behind that pitch. It was a little bit elevated, about thigh high, but that velocity just snuck right by him.
Now the 1-1. Swing and a fly ball left side, hooking toward foul territory. Betts, the shortstop on the side. Warning track makes the catch. It stayed in the yard, and Mookie Betts with a nice play ranging back into his right. 2 down, Dalton Varsho will now represent the go-ahead run.
That was a good play for Mookie Betts down in foul territory, about 2 or 3 feet from that short wall down in foul territory. A huge out for Roki Sasaki, although Dalton Varsho is a pretty good hitter too.
Varsho looking for his first time on base in the game. First and second for the Blue Jays. 2 outs, bottom 8. Roki Sasaki pitching with a 3-1 Dodger lead. A look to second as he sets belt high, brings the glove up. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's in the dirt off the stomach of Smith, but it rolls away toward third again, so Springer will hold up. It's 0-1. Varsho went after a splitter that bounced. That's the pitch he wants. Better with those off-speed pitches than the high-velocity fastballs. But Sasaki gets an early chase. Vladdy the tying run on first. Springer ahead of him on second. The 0-1. Outside and high with a fastball at 100 miles an hour. 1 ball, 1 strike. Andy Paez in right is almost standing on the warning track. So a lot of room in right to drop it in. 1-1. In the dirt, blocked by Smith, ball 2.
Well, Andy Paez is just playing no doubles. He's essentially taking away Vladimir Guerrero Jr. from scoring from first base. It's actually a smart move from Dave Roberts.
A look to second by Sasaki. His 2-1. Swing and a bouncing ball to second, picked up off a knee by Rojas. He'll throw to first and spoil the threat. On to the 9th inning we go. The Blue Jays do not score on a hit and a walk, leave 2 on, and it's 3-1 Dodgers.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast.
Holy, okay, so we are on to the 9th inning, top of the 9th. LA Dodgers obviously are going first. Thank you so much for being here for my stream. I'm going to be the filler while the ad plays before the professional commentary comes back for this live stream. So for the poll that I entered, we have 77 votes for who will win the World Series. We have LA Dodgers now at 51%. They were below the Blue Jays, but now they have come back, and Blue Jays are now 49%. You guys are really pushing hard with this poll as if it is like life or death, as if it is like the one, the be all, the end all. I'm really interested in seeing how this plays out. Like anything, like guys, still anything is possible, especially because like, you know, could get 2 runs and then could be a tie. I am definitely tired this Halloween, but I'm so happy to see this, and I will be here tomorrow streaming this stuff. You know, if the Blue Jays lose and it's tied, I will definitely be here tomorrow. I want to be here and stream for you guys, and let you guys have a stream here because I know some people don't have cable. Listen, as I've said before, I don't get paid for this. I'm not monetized. I'm just here to stream this and have a fun time, and I enjoy being in chat and streaming for you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Blue Jays have just pushed back we have 81 votes now, but Blue Jays are at 52% as to who will win the World Series, and LA Dodgers have been down to 48%. So we have another pitcher coming up, and Muncy, as always, Muncy's coming up. So I'm going to turn up the commentary, and it's going to start soon for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We just have a little bit of a warm-up. I don't know what these two are doing in this corner here, if you can see my mouse. I don't know what is going on, okay, with this game day rendition. Anyway. My dad is convinced otherwise, that the Blue Jays won't win. He believes that the LA Dodgers will win. You know, I believe that the Blue Jays will win too. I think both teams are strong, but who knows?
Canadian.
Who knows?
6th appearance of the postseason, 4th
I
of
think
the World
anyone
Series
with their
for the
beliefs
veteran
this season,
right-hander converted
completely
to a
valid.
reliever for the postseason. It's Chris Bassitt.
Yeah, and he's been very good. John Schneider, I'm assuming, has been pleasantly surprised with what he's gotten from Chris Bassitt. Another big spot for him. You have to keep it a 3-1 ball game.
Pitch to Max Muncy. Called strike, starts him with a sinker at 92 on the inside edge, 0-1. Dodgers have not scored since their 3-run third, but they have stranded a lot of Blue Jay base runners on the other side. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Muncy in this game, 0 for 3. Eric Lauer warming up if the Blue Jays need him in left field. 0-2 to Muncy. Fouled back. Challenge fastball in at 93.
That's good location. Getting in on the hands of Max Muncy. Loves to get the arms extended.
Muncy takes off his rec specs for a moment, like Ricky Vaughn. Those turned around his season after he put them on in May. 0-2. Low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the right field pen, at one point, Jack Dreyer, the lefty, was up. It appears now like Roki Sasaki might be staying in this game. No one up for the Dodgers. 1-2 pitch. And he got him. Tied him up with a 4-seamer, top of the zone. 1 down.
That was just a perfectly executed cutter. Or sorry, a 4-seamer right at the top of the strike zone. Like we've talked about so many times, those big power hitters love to get the arms extended, and it's intimidating to come inside, but Chris Bassitt is not one of those guys that gets intimidated coming inside.
You were right. That was a cutter. Game spinning off of the fingers, and now here's the pitch to Kike Hernandez with 1 out. It's a curve down and away, ball 1. Still very much a ball game if the Blue Jays can keep it here at 3-1. They still have 3 outs to play with on the offensive side. 1-0 pitch. Hernandez hits it foul. Kike does as he stumbles across home plate, 1-1. Only 4 hits for the Dodgers, but 3 of them came in a 6-batter span to score 3 runs in the 3rd inning. 1-1 to Hernandez. Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to 94 outer third, 1-2.
He looks really comfortable out of that bullpen.
Bassitt winds. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Slow sweeper at 74. Struck out Kike Hernandez, 2 down.
I know that he would rather be starting, but Chris Bassitt is one heck of a reliever.
And he has said multiple times he just wants to be in the World Series. His first appearance there for a guy who's 36 years old and has been in the big leagues over a decade. He's getting the opportunity to pitch in the World Series in huge spots. Now tries to end this top of the 9th against Tommy Edman. The pitch. Line toward left field, slicing into foul territory, and it will go foul into the seats down the left field line. Edman took off for first, but walks back to pick up his bat just outside the dirt circle. It's 0-1.
The thing that I love most about Chris Bassitt, and really the majority of his outings so far in the playoffs, he just pounds the strike zone. He's not messing around when he comes out there. Trusts his stuff. That's really half the battle.
He's punched out both Max Muncy and Kike Hernandez, trying to keep it 3-1. With 2 outs, his 0-1 pitch. Hit hard but foul right side, so Edman has hit very loud strikes twice in a row, and it's 0-2.
Tried to come upstairs with that cutter, missed over the heart of the plate. Tommy Edman was out in front. Let's see if they go back to that cutter, but actually out of the strike zone this time.
3-1 Dodgers. 2 out, space is empty. Top of the 9th. The 0-2 pitch. High. Missed up top as they did try to elevate a heater. 1-2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth, Kirk, Barger, Clement scheduled to hit. John Schneider has his full bench, including guys like Davis Schneider and Ty France. 1-2 pitch. On the ground, over the mound. Bassett lets it run all the way to the shortstop. Jimenez, who throws on the run to first to end the top of the ninth inning. 3 shots for the Blue Jays to score 2 and keep it going, or just maybe get 3 and win the World.
Great moments in baseball have been.
Okay, guys, this will probably be the last time that I talk to you guys and be the filler, because we are now going to the bottom of the ninth. Okay, anything is possible still. This is the be-all, end-all of the night, potentially. I mean, unless they score 2 runs. Are you scared or are you excited? Like, this is crazy. Okay, 92 votes. Who will win the World Series for this poll? We are back again with the Blue Jays, 52%, LA Dodgers, 48%. Okay, we have some people in chat who are kind of going crazy, who want the LA Dodgers to win, and some who want the Blue Jays to win. You know, again, like I've said before, both are valid. You know, LA Dodgers, guys, star-studded team, has some really amazing players. I mean, we have Ohtani. We have even, personally, I find Yamamoto a fantastic pitcher. I mean, he was a little bit off tonight, but he's a fantastic pitcher. And you know, we have the Blue Jays, which overall are a fantastic team. Like, just overall, like, seriously, fantastic. We have Vladdy, who I find is, like, one of the most strategic people on the Blue Jays team. Not crazy, not crazy. But yeah, thank you again. Thank you for being here with me. You know, Samuel, I see you supporting the LA Dodgers. You're gonna go party in Toronto tonight. I think, are you in support of LA or Blue Jay? I think you're in support of Blue Jays, but I think from the comments I got a little bit confused. Anyway, Maya draws. We got some Dodgers, some Blue Jays. We are getting into it, guys. If the Blue Jays lose, I will be here tomorrow night. So if you want to stream like this, exact same camera angle, I'm here. I'm your gal. Let's get into it.
Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, Show. If you wanted drama, you have it right now. 3-1 for the Dodgers. Bottom of the ninth inning, Game 6 of the World Series. Blue Jays are in bloop and a blast territory to keep this game going. And if they score 3, they win
Lit
the World
Utenfor,
Series.
yes, I am here tomorrow if the Blue Jays don't win tonight.
An up and down scoreless 8th inning, gave up a hit and a walk, but no runs, and threw 25 pitches in that 8th. There is action also in the Dodger bullpen. Tyler Glasnow is warming up for LA, and a defensive substitution. Tommy Edman out. Justin Dean, the speedy center fielder, out there on the Rogers Center turf.
Roki Sasaki showed in his last inning that he didn't have perfect command of his stuff. You have to be patient up there if you're the Blue Jays.
Alejandro Kirk leads it off. Sasaki.
I hope to see you there tomorrow then,
starts the ninth inning, the
Samuel,
bottom half
and enjoy
with
your
the
party in
pitch.
Toronto.
And it's a fastball at 99, strike 1. Blue Jays have Schneider, Straw, France, IKF, and Heineman on their bench. High leg kick and the 0-1. Kirk sprays it foul right side. 98 elevated, hit away, and it's 0-2. Set by Sasaki. 2-strike pitch. And he hit him.
Oh my god.
Plumped him with a splitter.
Oh my god.
And Alejandro Kirk goes down to first. You imagine Dave Roberts will check and see if it hit the bat. It was an odd noise, but I think it was the sound of plastic or bone. And Alejandro Kirk appears to be in some pain as he walks down the right field line. That might have got him on the funny bone, but I'll have to take another look.
If that hit the bat, Alejandro Kirk wouldn't be acting like he is right now. We're getting a second look. Yeah, that hit it just in the wrist bone. That's a very easy call. I'm sure Dave Roberts and those Dodgers coaches down there have already seen that replay.
Oh, okay, that's what you
you
meant. Okay. My
You can hear
bad.
that
My bad,
from
Samuel.
up here. And the Blue Jays now are going to sub Kirk out. That's not the most important run, but with Kirk both getting hit in the wrist, and you still want some speed. break up a double play, go first to third, whatever it might be. They're going to bring Miles Straw in to run for Alejandro Kirk.
And that's a break for the Toronto Blue Jays. We saw the George Springer leadoff base hit in the last inning, and then we see Roki Sasaki let one go in an 0-2 count. He hits Alejandro Kirk right in the wrist, runner at first with nobody out in the inning.
6 homers allowed this regular season and 36 and a third for Sasaki. His pitch to the tying run, Addison Barger. Fouled back, 98 over the middle, and Barger took a good rip at it, 0-1. Nine for 20 in the World Series is Barger. 0-1 pitch, outside. Thirty pitches now for Sasaki. He's retired 3 batters and allowed 3 to reach. The 1-1. Swinging a fly ball left side. Angling toward foul territory, the left fielder Kike Hernandez, who slips as that one goes into the seats, out of play, foul. Addison Barger by about a foot and a half stays alive. That was another 4-seamer over the middle, but he was behind it. It's 1-2.
Yeah, it's just good velocity. Roki Sasaki has elite stuff. It's just a matter of can he command and control his elite stuff. That's the thing that he struggled with in his short big league career.
That was 99 in the middle of the zone for Sasaki. Tap of the plate, Barger. 1-2 count, no outs. Tying run at the plate. The pitch. Outside. 2-2 as he missed with a splitter. Dodgers, runner on first, no outs, bottom 9. The 2-2. Swing and a drive. Left center. Dean on the run. It's over his head off the base of the wall.
Oh.
Trying to third. He'll get the wave. Dean staring at it.
Oh.
Barger into third. Time called in left.
Oh my God.
Barger coming around to score. And
Oh.
they're going to gift the Dodgers.
Oh my God. That did not just
That ball
happen.
is right there for Justin Dean. If he could bend his knees, and they're going to gift him.
That did not just
double.
happen, you guys.
That never gets called in this ballpark.
Oh my God.
Neither run scores.
Guys.
Dean staring at it under the wall. We'll get another look. John Schneider wants an explanation.
Well, I'm sure he's going to get one, and the umpires are going to talk about this. I'm not sure what happened out there.
What just happened?
We're getting a second look right now.
The ball was fielded that the ball was lodged. Toronto is challenging.
The ball is not lodged. We just got the
He
we
picked
just
it
got
up
the
and
replay.
threw it right back
Yeah,
in
that
after
ball,
they called time.
That ball's not lodged. That's a call that should never have happened.
It's maybe 20% of it in there. But there's no way Justin Dean can't pick up that ball. I mean, Hernandez, Kike is telling him to. They're reviewing it right now. Let's reset here.
What
And
is
especially
going
talking to myself,
on,
let's
guys?
take a breath. Second and third, nobody else is after review.
What are they saying?
They've called it lodged. So, it's second and third, no outs for the Blue Jays there, rather than cashing in a run, maybe 2.
Well, Dave Roberts is coming out to yank Roki Sasaki. I'm thinking right now, I don't know if he's going to just have a chat with him, but Tyler Glasnow is hot down in that in that Dodgers bullpen.
I believe he made the point already. And he will take the ball from Sasaki to pitching change. Brought to you by
This is creating
Hardware.
a lot
I'll take a breath. You take a breath. Still an
conflict.
opportunity here for the Blue Jays. Second and third, nobody out. 3-1 Dodger lead. A base hit to the outfield could tie this game. But
great moments in baseball.
Okay, that was insane. We all assumed that it was tied, and then they did that switcheroo on us. Oh my God. Okay, we could definitely hear in the crowd everybody just going crazy. There are people who are happy at the fact that they didn't actually get those 2 runs. People that are just livid. Like, I know people are livid. Of course, this has to happen on this game.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term.
So
Today's phrase is oppo
we now have Glasnow. Glasnow, I'm not fully entirely sure what happened. I am still a little bit confused. I will have to do more research on that and then get back to you because, yeah, I'm not entirely sure myself. I will do some research and then get back to you guys. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go see what happened. Okay, I'm gonna go see what happened. I'm gonna go see and I'll get back to you. Give me 1 moment. Okay, so basically it did not count. It did not count, you guys, because it was a lodged ball. They counted it as a lodged ball. So they are still on the bases, but it was a lodged ball. That is unfortunately what has happened. So now they're back on their bases.
Was lodged under the center field wall.
Here we go.
And my apologies to John Tumpane, the left field umpire. But either way, a ground rule double for Barger has put runners on second and third, no outs. Ernie Clement coming up. Barger is the tying run in this game. And Miles Straw is on third ahead of him. Ernie Clement is the World Series winning run against Tyler Glasnow, who comes in here to pitch in relief.
We've seen Tyler Glasnow spike breaking balls. Actually, he does that quite often. So if you're Miles Straw, if you're Addison Barger,
So
you have to
I
be
guess
ready
it got
for the wild pitch.
lodged on the stadium.
Glasnow deals home.
And it was supposed to
Clement
bounce,
pops up the
but it
first
got
pitch
lodged.
to first base, and that's a huge out on the catch made by Freddie Freeman. One down. Four-seamer, top of the zone. Clement swings at the first pitch about 60% of the time, and that time it burns him. But the Blue Jays are not out of this yet. Andres Jimenez up. Second and third, one out. The infield is
Could still be
playing
the
back.
be-all, end-all.
That fastball from Tyler Glasnow absolutely blew up Ernie Clement. That is a huge first out for the Dodgers.
Long-haired righty was the scheduled starter at one point for Game 7. His pitch to Andres Jimenez, high with a breaking ball, 1-0. He's got fantastic stuff. He's a great pitcher. He can be erratic at times.
Right, what are the odds? Bottom of the
Tying
ninth.
run is Barger on second. The 1-0. Line drive, left center. Hernandez playing short, makes the grab. Throw to second. He's out. Barger doubled off.
Wow.
And the game is over.
Wow, the game is over. We
The
are
Blue
going
Jays
into
will
another game.
challenge to try and keep this alive, but Barger trying to ensure.
Okay, they're going to challenge it. They're going to challenge it.
Trying to ensure that he could score on a single, was off of second. A bouncing throw and a great pick at second by Rojas. Hernandez was playing shallow. Most of the time that's a base hit, but he made the grab.
It's going to be challenged, guys. I don't know the chances of that.
Yeah, he looked like he was out at
actually,
second base. A really crucial base running error. If you're at second base, if you're on base, you have to know where the outfielders are playing. And Addison Barger, for whatever reason, took a couple of extra steps off of second base. And he's out at second. I'm pretty sure he's out. We've gotten a couple of replays here. Yeah, it's very clear.
It is ended. It's ended.
And that is how the game will come
That
to an end.
is
The
it, you
Dodgers on the
guys.
back of their
That is
pitching
it.
again.
So this is what
win
we have.
the game 3-1 and force a Game 7 in the World Series tomorrow.
See you
3-1.
guys tomorrow. I will 100% be here for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. To the people who voted who will win the World Series, the final score is 110 votes with 55% of you believing that the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series, and 45% of you believing that the LA Dodgers are going to win the World Series. Good night, everybody. I hope you have a good night. I hope you enjoyed your Halloween. I hope that even though the Blue Jays didn't win, to the Blue Jay fans, I hope you still had a good night and that it was still entertaining enough for you. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow. It has been crazy. It's been a crazy night. So, God, I'm just gonna have to sleep. You guys, I'm going to sleep. I'm gonna crash out and just, actually, you know what? You know what, Pete? You said how you like them apples. I'm gonna go have some apple juice. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go have some apple juice. So, good night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you. Goodbye. Bye.